It look like it's working. It don't matter. And it's not. I'm gonna shut it. I'm gonna remove it, and then it's just gonna do.
It happens.
I knew the shit wasn't gonna work, man. It's sometimes it's fuck. Anyway, what's up, fellas? How y'all holding up? Nigga, hey, better wear them.
You know you gotta get the Teddy Riley.
You all over. So
started out right.
Yeah, he started off right. He acting ass. He got the Green Bay joints on, and he doing Teddy Riley. I guess you just going for losers today, ain't you?
Hey man, we'll get into that later. Yeah.
We will. First and foremost, though, how are y'all holding up? Please tell me y'all not ingesting no Lysol or disinfectant.
Hey, I got my shot right here, homie.
Yo,
feeling so with some fresh bleach, you know what I'm saying? About to go in.
Yo, I had my little Lysol IV bag. I mean, my little Lysol container hanging up, and I was getting it straight into the veins. Getting myself right, just straight into the veins, bro.
I appreciate y'all saving that UV light just for me.
Yeah, I got mine rocking right now. You know what I mean?
My man,
make this thing work.
Look, like my man said, this the only alcohol I'm ingesting, bro. Cheers.
Yeah.
It was like,
my man said that he was just playing. It was just a joke that
right.
It's all games. I'm just joking. But on the flip side of that, 30 people in New York.
What is wrong with them folks?
Went to the hospital for trying to ingest disinfectant. So,
you know, if I only take a bottle cap of bleach, it should just cleans me out, right? And tear up all your insides.
Yeah. When I first heard the stuff, I thought people were joking. I was like, man, this man can't be that dumb. He did. This is some fake news. This is the liberal bias bull. So I just typed it into the search bar and by Jesus, he said it.
You know what's the crazy part about this is I feel like I've been spent the last 3.5 years doing that with him. Is that it's no way he said that.
Listen, my man had the R. Kelly defense. It wasn't me. That wasn't me in that video. That was not me. I didn't say that.
That's not your afro. That's not your scar on your face.
It wasn't me. I was doing a rhetorical joke with the media. You understand?
I was telling them to drink bleach and then see what happened. You see what I'm saying?
Y'all misinterpreted it. Y'all misrepresented
y'all
me.
Go again with that gotcha. Everything is a gotcha. Gotcha. Get your ass off this.
Man, he out here acting like one of them prank YouTubers. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy thing is, he thought he had saved the day. He was up there real serious. Like, you can try that. You're gonna try it, right? Okay, yeah, go on, try that.
I mean, like, to
with
me,
medical doctors.
To me, that's like some old. You know how somebody tell you an old wives' tale. Like I've heard people say, like, oh, you know what? Castor oil. Everybody take a swig of castor oil. That'll save us all. That's what they sound like. Like it's something that you just pulled out your whatever from.
Some shit he shouldn't have said on TV. Something he should have just said to his partners while they was bullshit. I think if they drank some bleach, they might be all right.
But here's the thing. At least with castor oil and all the other stuff, it was household products. It was household products. You were like, okay, if you ingest a certain oil and you get it, you were like, okay, castor oil is rich in omega fatty oils, so you can understand where you can understand, like, okay, I get that part. But nobody said, for me, it cleans me out when I drink some bleach.
Like,
that's
like I've never seen on castor oil where there's a little warning that says if you ingest this, call the CDC. That's not on castor oil. Like castor oil, you drink that, you'll get the runs. Boo boo for you. But you drink some Lysol? Come on, man.
Hey, it'd be the last drink. Be the last drink.
Man. Because when you watch the video and because it sounds like he just rambling, like, oh, I've heard about, I'm like, why isn't anybody like, so real quick, just before we wrap up this meeting. So from what I'm hearing, because it's like, he said it and the meeting was over, and I'm like, no, I was like, hey, so real quick before we go, check this out. Are you saying that these UV rays will pass through my body and I will be cured, or are you saying if I happen to ingest disinfected a little bit? Which one? I just want to be clear. I just want to be sure.
I have to ask, where was Fauci at? Like Fauci,
wait, did you not see that other doctor lady sitting over there like this nigga on that shit?
Like,
you know, keep back. Don't ask me no dumb ass shit like that.
At what point did she not? Somebody should have just got up and been like, just to clarify, he is not advocating the drinking of bleach. He is just a hypothesis. You just BS out of there, but explain it. Don't let it just sit there and fester.
So what happened? At least this is my assessment: is that he heard that Lysol or disinfectants are good for killing out of the body the virus. The virus gets in a cardboard box, you spray it with Lysol, it'll kill it. In his mind, he's like, well, if it kill it on cardboard
in just a minute, knocks it out in 1 minute. That's all it takes. 1 minute.
What happens if you would have ingest it? Now that's what it's the key. It's the key here. It's the key. You put it in your body.
You know now what he was saying was you got to do that thing like you do with the juke. You got to spray that Lysol in the air and just breathe into that
shit. See, I got you. Because if it comes in as a mist, it's a mist.
Start wearing Lysol cologne.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, I see. Just kind of let it waft over you.
Right. You know, they gonna set up one of them, you know, like the metal detectors. They're gonna just put one of them together with the UV light. You just kind of walk through that thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I see what you're going with it. I see what you're going with it. Or if you boil it and put your head over it like a steamer, you can steam it.
Okay. Get the vapors. Okay.
This will be the last time you ever get sick. Be the
last cold you ever have.
Exactly.
Cure all. It is a cure all.
Wake up in the upper room. What the fuck?
Did I listen to this?
You seeing uncles and you seeing relatives. Wait a minute. I thought you passed away 3 years ago.
I remember was breathing in some Lysol.
Well, that lady was joking when she had the Rona and she woke up and Aaliyah walked past and she was like, "You gonna wake up? Hey, Aaliyah, how you doing? What the
fuck?" Hey, you gonna be mad in a mother.
You be mad.
He got me again.
He got me again. And this is the thing. He not willing to say that he was like, "Yo, hey, that was my fault. I fucked up.
I just said something stupid."
It's gotta be. It's gotta be a joke. It's like it's sarcasm. You just can't see my joke.
Take responsibility,
man.
You can't even put responsibility and Trump in the same sentence.
Hey, that kind of shit get people taking.
Yeah, and I found the quote. I found the quote.
Go ahead.
Yeah, where he says, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in 1 minute. Is there a way we can do something like that by injecting inside or almost a cleaning? It would be interesting to check that. Because people been going back and forth like, that's not what he said. He didn't say drink bleach. He specifically said, is there a way we can do something that like by injection inside or almost a cleaning? What? Sir,
y'all don't die.
The sentence didn't even really come together, so it's not like I was stuttering over the sentence. It's just the way he said it and was quoted. It's like, what?
But see, for me, this is kind of like classic. I hate to talk about the people who support and vote for Trump, but I find that those people are just probably the dumbest segment of the population that is out there. Period.
Talking about the people out there that was out there boycotting, talking about they ready to go back to work, but they all got on the mask.
Take the mask off. They didn't have no mask on.
How do y'all feel about this? How do y'all feel about them out there protesting and talking about reopen, and they just going raw weenie on life? Like I ain't got nothing. I ain't got no gloves on. Look, said if you sick, still come. It's your right. Bitch.
No, there are two things. There was the Texas lieutenant governor who says that, hey, maybe basically he said in about 1,000 words that maybe old people need to sacrifice themselves for the economy. That's one.
Right.
And two, it's funny because black people protest the police killing our people for no reason. White people protest I can't get my hair cut and I can't get no massage.
Yeah, basically.
What?
This which brings you out. You come out with it.
They got you mad. I can't get no massage. My hair ain't been cut.
On the same note, since we talk about privilege, I read a meaning that said a flock of Karens or a group of Karens is called a privilege.
Did you see that post about the lady talking about how calling a woman Karen is the same thing as calling somebody a nigga?
And I reply, okay, Karen. Okay.
Sure, Karen.
All
Sure,
right.
Karen.
Whatever, Karen.
Oh shit.
Nobody ever got lynched for being called Karen. Like, I'm trying to see your side.
I mean,
here's the thing, you know, it's not like, we got weak ass Karens in this bitch. Like, you know what? I do not know a real black person named nigga though.
Karen's in here.
You know what? You should have said that. That's gonna be on somebody's birth certificate now.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga Jones.
Nigga Smith.
Yo, speaking of that, well,
everybody come by his room. All the white doctors like, nigger's ready for his nap. Nigger can be taken away now. Do you want nigger in here or do you want nigger in there?
It's gonna be funny as fuck to see the face of the one doctor who ain't willing to say it. He's gonna be like,
your son,
in Thompson, N-word Jones.
He gonna try to make Nigra.
Nah, Doc, it's just nigga, man. It's just nigga.
It's just nigga. Don't even
Nair or the G silent.
Exactly. No, both of them G's loud as hell with a hard R.
Oh shit!
Hey, come on, and then just a random guy walking down and hear the one that say, "Nigger is ready to go." What the? And Doctor get his ass straight whooped, and everybody just like, "Oh shit!"
Hey, he gonna have the baby. His name was nigga, don't he?
No, he gonna have his birth certificate in his hand every time he says a nigga. Right here.
Y'all calm down. They talking to me. It's okay.
It's all good.
He go right here,
right here, nigga,
right here.
So, wow, y'all, two things happened this past week. First, The Last Dance and Teddy Riley and Babyface. Now,
broke the internet.
Can y'all hear me?
It broke. It literally did break IG.
Can y'all hear?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Turn your mic down. It's something with your phone. Country boy, something with your feed.
Yo, man, what
your feed.
Bro?
You got real serious there. You
right there.
Graham went hard. Like, hey man, it's something with your feed, bro. I'm like, whoa.
It's your feed. Like, hey, we just doing a live, man. Relax. But yeah, that was when I say the memes. Jesus Christ. If the memes become funnier than the actual joke or what's actually happening, like, man, I was up to 3 a.m. laughing at.
Yeah. I mean, and them dudes are quick. Like people like Kev on stage and people like
Spice Adams.
They had memes on like ready. They were ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how are you this good when you just come up on stuff? Like, matter of fact, to give an example, Spice did this meme where a long time ago, he's like old heads on IG Live, where IG Live you had to have a minute. You had to take the whole minute. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He would like had this message. We were like the dog that chases the bone in the water loses the bone in his mouth, and then for the next minute he's just like. So I was like, yo, this is real appropriate for the old heads because this is how Teddy Riley was tonight with all this technology. And then like right after I posted that, he made his own. He made a new one. I was like, are you up all night? What do you do? It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
You're an influencer. You got to be the first one out there.
I'm telling you, man. It's called the meme mob. I figured out a long time ago. It's a meme. It's a group of people who are literally sitting in the house with 8G internet, who as soon as something happens, they got a whiteboard and they go straight to like, all right, what
ideas
pull up to make this funny. We got the screenshots, we got the creativity going immediately.
Hey, and you know, it's a graphic designer right there, just putting that shit together, just and you like, oh, okay, all right.
The minute it come out their mouth, it's on the internet. Like, well, I just said that. I literally just said that. Next thing you know, the meme pop up, and then Tyrese got the work for saying throw in the tile. God. Tyrese, all you had to do was comment, my dude.
I think the second one, the one that happened on Monday, I want to say that Teddy Riley referenced the tile. He was like, yeah, and Tyrese, he said tile instead of tile, throw in the towel. You know, it's great to be a Mimi. You know?
Oh my God. You're proving more of our point, Teddy. Just
I love it, man. I think it's great that these guys or at least I think it's great from that these guys got together. And I remember when he was doing this with Scott Storch and
Manny
and Fresh and Manny, and I remember thinking that this was a little disjointed because Scott Storch did R&B and Manny Fresh was pretty just strictly a hip hop producer, you know, because I mean this dude he playing Mariah songs and shit. It don't match.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, you know what he need to do? He need to go against Teddy Riley. Can't nobody beat Teddy Riley. And then like 2 days later, I was like, Teddy Riley versus Babyface. I was like, oh nigga, you about to lose. You about to lose. I was like, you know how many Grammys Babyface got? 8, my nigga. 8 of them shits. 8. You know what I'm saying? Teddy, Babyface could have beat Teddy Riley just doing his own songs, not even songs that he wrote.
Not even did he wrote produce better than.
I'm still better than you. That's how talented that dude is, man. I look at his different discography. I was like, you wrote that? He wrote that?
You talking about Babyface?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the stuff that he wrote and the shade.
Didn't Babyface? His label was what? LaFace Records, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was LaFace.
Yeah, basically
part of it. He was either on it or a part of it, or co-owner.
No, I think he built LaFace basically because, like, in my opinion, every artist that came through that label, Babyface basically was doing all that shit.
If you look at every artist that like worked with Babyface and look at their discography, the album that they worked with Babyface on was almost always their best work. You're like,
perfect example. Perfect example. Tamia.
Yep. Tamia.
Her Babyface album is the only song that you may or may not know of. All the rest of the stuff she did, you don't even know what's going on.
Bobby Brown, Karen White. He worked on the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack. He worked on the Soul Food soundtrack.
He did one of TLC albums, and I want to say it was Crazy Sexy Cool. Yeah. Or it was the comeback album that they did. The last comeback, the last album that they did. It was like one of them.
Graham.
Yeah, we lost Graham. Oh, well,
my bad.
So like I don't know what would possess you to try to go at Babyface. I'm like, if there was one person whom I wouldn't try to go up against, it's him.
Is that Kung Fu over there in the chat?
Yeah, she over in the chat.
Listen, we gonna need you to go and jump in here with them cooking lessons while you playing.
You got to stop playing and come through with some of the food, man. We hungry.
Yo, because we heard you can throw down, so we ready now. We got to get the invite. This Corona is gonna be over someday.
Exactly.
So you got to hook us up.
We got to hook us up, please. Look at my face. Don't I look emaciated? But no, on the real, Babyface took that, and honestly, the real moment for Teddy Riley, where he was like, is those Michael Jackson songs. Those Michael Jackson songs are like, okay. I see. Like, I think he did what? Remember the Time? Like,
okay.
I don't really think there's any Babyface song that ever reached that height of Remember the Time, but I feel like consistency wise, it's just hit after hit after hit. I remember listening to, I was like, this is a lady young lady that I work with by the name of Karen White. And I was like, oh shit, you did work with Karen White. Love Karen White, man. You know, these are people you forgot existed. He pulling out, hey, cuz, let me pull this from out under this dresser. You remember I worked with them? You know what I'm saying? He just got that kind of talent. There you go, G-Dub. Were you back?
Yeah.
In that connection, we need to get you from off that.
You brought up a good question. Like, is there a Babyface song that equates to Remember the Time? That's a good question. That to me is that might have been a better argument to try to win. Don't try to go this for this, but let me try to make something that some argument to where I could win.
Whoa.
And I don't.
Oh, he did say he don't do remixes, and when I tell you that shit was hilarious, because Babyface had the low key shade. Babyface shade.
Oh, both times.
He said, "Oh, we're doing remixes. I didn't know those count. It doesn't matter. I don't do remixes." Like,
oh my
Babyface would. And one, he has the patience of a saint, because and his issues were like insane. They were insane. He was blaming him. He's like, turn your mic down. He's like, I don't have a mic. Like, what? I'd have been left. Like, do you know who I am? I'm Babyface, nigga. I don't wait for nobody. I'm not waiting on you while you figure out what's going on with your internet connection. What are you doing? You know, but yeah, I listened to it the second time on Monday was great. I really enjoyed, and I mean, we talking about, like, they literally broke Instagram. Instagram was not built to have 500,000 people plus in a room at the same time. It's never really been done. It got so bad they had to get their own separate rooms where you can listen to Riley in one room and Babyface in another. That's just amazing. It's amazing.
I did the research and I looked it up. If he would have made the Remember the Time argument and tried to stick to it, he might have carried the victory. It's possible. If we
only talking about one song, we talking about
that's what I'm saying. If he would have tried to change the argument.
Remember the Time is a draw 25 card. It's a draw 25. When I break out with this, boom, nigga, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. And see, the thing about it is, but the thing about it is that, like, you gotta keep the conversation going back to that. You can't let them go nowhere else, take it nowhere else. You just gotta stick to that.
Every time you say something, but you remember the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But remember, I got the number one song on the number one Michael Jackson album.
Exactly. Hey,
so did you have that? What do you equate to that?
I'm always coming back to that. That's my killer app right there. Go ahead.
Oh, I got a question for you though. Is there anybody who you think could challenge Babyface?
Off the top of my head,
I could think of one person who I think could carry the water.
Who?
I think the same.
Go ahead.
But what are your criteria for being able to put your stuff up against his?
I mean, hit for hit. You need to be able to go hit for hit with Baby.
One person, Queen Bee.
Like
that don't count.
Huh? No, Beyonce.
You talking about Beyonce?
That don't count.
But because she's. I mean, I'm thinking like she's not a producer. I do know one person though, Quincy Jones.
Wait. But she did write her own material though.
Does she?
So she writes her own stuff.
What is Timbaland here looking like? What's Timbaland catalog looking like?
Timbaland, I feel like Timbaland could go against Teddy Riley. I feel like Timbaland would be.
No, Timbaland he couldn't get there because, like,
why not?
Does he write songs though? I thought he was just
he just produces them. He does. Basically, that's why I said, what are your criteria? Because, like, if you're just talking about did you write it, then the only person I got Beyonce. If you say producing it, I can see Timberland.
I don't see how,
but
Babyface could beat Beyonce because of how her relevance now. Her problem is that Beyonce is new now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm looking at.
I'm gonna match up a 13, 14, 20-year-old song with something that Beyonce came out with yesterday. That don't.
Well, she got some 20-year-old ones.
But I'm saying if you just exclude like everything that Beyonce did from like 2010 forward, right? She still would have a large enough catalog of stuff pre 2010 to make the argument. Because
Go ahead.
Because remember, off of Beyonce's or Destiny's Child, I'm sorry, first album, you had Bills, and two or three other songs. But remember, she wrote those songs.
Okay.
And that will be the key, because if you think, because like remember, she wrote Survivor, which is again like a 2000 to 2005. She wrote that Independent Women, which came out around. She wrote that.
I thought wrote one of them songs.
Yeah.
What's the chick name from the Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Who?
Candy.
Candy. Yeah, Candy wrote a couple of them songs, didn't
Don't ask me how I know.
Candy Bird.
She ask me how I know.
She wrote a couple of them songs.
That's a good question, because maybe I'm giving Beyonce too much credit. Well, I'm not gonna say that. We're gonna get canceled.
Yeah, please don't get
the Beehive gonna after us. I'm not gonna say that.
Smoke. Don't take one of them to smell smoke.
I'm let me check some facts first before I go
Buzz. Don't ever talk about Queen Bee like that. Buzz.
Exactly. You don't want to know somebody gonna enter that like on behalf of Beyonce and the Beehive. Exactly. I have somebody like, whoa, hey,
I am shutting down your live.
That.
I think the best way to do this is to go song for song. Versus only songs Babyface wrote versus only songs that Babyface performed versus only songs that Beyonce performed, and then you go hit for hit for that. Then maybe this would be even. I think that would work. I think that could work.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the songs. I'm just looking at specifically songs that Beyonce wrote, and I'm also looking, like you said, let's keep it to, since his stuff is kind of older. Let's look at everything pre-2010 Beyonce. She got some fire ammunition that she could use. I don't necessarily know if she would take the challenge, because again,
she's not even on social media, nigga. Like, what IG she gonna use? She gonna be on Jay-Z?
or not only that, she just show her paycheck, and that just shuts everybody up.
It could, but
anyway,
DP said Candy and Tiny wrote No Scrubs.
Really?
That does kind of sound like that sounds like a little bit more of a pop record. I can see them.
I remember when I first heard No Scrubs, and I was like 17 at the time. I was like, nigga, I might be a scrub. She's like,
wait a minute, that's me.
Listen, I was definitely a scrub, hanging out the side of my partner Obil.
He's like, I'm at my mama's house. I'm in this passenger seat of my best friend's ride. Hold on, cuz.
Wait, what's wrong with that? I'm riding with my boy. He said he wanted some backup. Come on, girl.
When he was with me, that's when you hated, because when I pulled up on your friend, you damn near fainted. Bet y'all know who that is. That Project Pat for the people who don't know.
Chicken.
Okay.
Chicken head.
Okay, I get, because like,
I just thought of a good duo one.
What?
Like, what Southern like hip hop classic artists do you see being able to do a verses like that? Like MJG, A-Ball, MJG, UGK.
It would have to be like old heads. It had to be like A-Ball and MJG versus like UGK.
What's the guys? What's the guys out of Memphis?
I got one for you. It would have to be like Outkast.
But who go against?
Who gonna go? Yeah,
nobody. I feel like if you were talking duos, Outkast basically would carry the water.
I mean, yeah. That's why we didn't bring them up. I mean, Outkast is Cass, you know. It's debatable which one of their albums is better than the other, so you can't really.
And you know what's funny? Because one time I brought this up to some cats one time, and they were a little bit younger than me, so they really didn't understand Outkast, and they were like, "Man, that's some bull. That's whatever, man. Listen to Lil Wayne." I was like, "Nah, you don't know nothing about music."
Lil Wayne was influenced by Outkast. Everybody's influenced by Outkast. I remember the first time I heard Outkast album, not Southern Playalistic, which I like.
Let me get out my head.
AT-Aliens. When first I heard AT-Aliens, I was like, "Oh, this is it. These niggas is it." And they
Southern
Cadillac funky music.
And I was like, "Oh, these niggas from the South. We out here making music. We out here making hits. We changed the thing, man."
Don't forget Goody Mob. That first Goody Mob, that Soul Food album. Woo.
Yeah, and especially CeeLo, because CeeLo had a couple verses initially. Like that was like, "Yo, this dude can really rap." Like he wasn't. I didn't think he was that great a singer, but your rap verses, I'm like, nigga, I like all of that. I like all of this.
Wait, we got somebody that said Lil Wayne versus Jay-Z would be a good battle.
I don't understand how Lil Wayne could win though. How Lil Wayne?
Wait. Here goes where Lil Wayne could possibly win it. If he brings up the Carter, I think it's the Carter 2 and the Carter 3.
Yeah.
Versus what?
It's possible because
remember, what you gonna take Jay-Z worst albums?
No.
Yeah, like hey, you can have. I'm gonna
no, but we're not talking about albums. We're just talking about songs. Because remember, off those 2 albums, Lil Wayne produced, I'm gonna say about 8 hits, #1 songs off of those 2 albums. And if you look at Jay-Z, his was kind of like 1, 2 here going forward.
You talking about back to the Blueprint and the Black albums that was on?
Yeah, we're talking about those. Remember, this was before people could buy individual songs. So you had to buy the whole album to get the 2 songs that you want.
Yeah, and if you weren't listening to the Blueprint, if you ain't had the Blueprint on the Black album, and you there's something wrong with you.
No, because if you were a early pioneer of basically pirating music, you could grab the songs that you wanted and move forward.
The only way that Lil Wayne could beat Jay-Z in a battle is if you took Lil Wayne's best albums versus Jay-Z's trash. So he would have to have the Carter 2 and the Carter 3 versus like Kingdom Come and the Best of Both Worlds.
No.
Hey, come on, Kingdom Come wasn't that bad. Here goes what I'm saying is that they had a couple joints on there. Had the joint.
So wait, so you saying?
What is a better Jay-Z album or a worse Jay-Z album than Kingdom Come? Name one album that you.
I said it wasn't that bad. I didn't say it wasn't just God. Hey, dudes made like Kingdom Come like he didn't even rap. I was like, it was all right.
But here's a question that I'm asking: are you saying album for album? Is that the way we're going? Or are we going just single for single?
Album for album.
If you're going album for album,
I ain't never bought a Lil Wayne album.
Damn, you say you from the South?
But remember, like I said before, Lil Wayne came around when you could buy individual or you could listen to just individual songs. So you may not have bought the whole album because you could listen to the 4 or 5 songs.
You know what, I'm lying. Really I did buy one Lil Wayne album.
You bought the Carter 2, didn't you? You bought the Carter 2. That shit was fire.
Oh no, let me look at my shit.
Hey, wait.
My stylist still got it.
Wait. Country boy, your wife is saying, did you see her text message?
You know I didn't see the message. How would I?
So I'm just letting you know you might want to take this message home because I don't want you sleeping on the.
We want to see you tomorrow.
Yeah. We don't want you to come up dead. That's all I'm saying.
Wake up dead, nigga. Anyway, how about this? How about we go height for height? We go with Wayne's best album versus Jay-Z's best album, and then we'll say, okay, which one of them is better? And that's how
I can't do that because, like, for me, Jay-Z albums weren't that appealing to me. The whole album.
How?
Now
not even American Gangster, not even
the whole album was just not appealing to me.
Blueprint,
but
not Reasonable Doubt, like none of these joints. He say none of these ringing the bell with you. They don't do nothing to the inside.
From cover, I just ain't. I don't think I've heard a Lil Wayne album that you can listen to cover to cover. Just that's just
the Carter 3,
the Carter 2, and the Carter 3, Carter 2, and the Carter.
Go cover to cover. I'm gonna re-download all of them today.
Are his
Y'all better not be bullshitting.
As good as it gets.
Because the Carter 3 had let me look it up.
Because we got Wayne versus Drake.
We're not even gonna have that argument. That's okay.
Drake. Yeah, I mean Drake damn near Beyonce level nowadays. Drake the number one selling rap artist in ever.
But let's be real.
That's a classic example of an album that don't quite all through and through. You can't just go through a Drake album and be like, oh. Drake
music is commercial. Let's just be real. It's commercial. He put out an album just to basically sell it. It's got no heart. It's got no feeling. It's just basically out there so you can buy it.
It's basically pop music.
Right.
You have it's I like to call it cotton candy music because you listen to it. I enjoyed that.
Let me hit my man with some off the Carter 3. All right, let's just go with some popular stuff. Mr. Carter. You may not have liked it. I don't know. A Millie.
Yeah.
Mrs. Officer.
Yeah, that's a single. All these are singles.
Lollipop.
Another single. Ooh, I hated that song. That song was so weird.
So those to me are the things that came off of the Carter 3. And there's some other stuff like 3P, Got Money, that kind of stuff that kind of resonated with me. So the Carter 3 worked for me.
5 songs. Now, you just named 5 songs.
Now go to what is Jay-Z's best album in your opinion? Are you gonna say the Blueprint?
Like a lot of
them. Yeah, it's tough.
Reasonable Doubt. You can go Reasonable Doubt. You can go 444.
The specific album. Just pick one, please.
I don't even know. I like so many of them equally. They are all really, really amazing albums that it's hard to say, yeah, this is my favorite because I like them all. Somebody else have to pick. I can't pick.
See me, I'm gonna tilt more towards a Lil Wayne, but that's just me because again, I'm not a big fan of Jay-Z. So I'm looking at the American Gangster album. I can't call none of these songs.
You don't like nothing on there.
I don't remember none of them. I can't call it.
Okay.
But Mrs. Officer, if you said that, I know what that is.
Okay. What about the Blueprint 3? You didn't like that? You don't like the Black Album?
Blueprint 3, I gotta see what's on there. The Blueprint 3 or the Blueprint?
It's kind of hard. I mean, this is not really a apples to apples conversation because you don't have a fan. It's hard to say
wait. Okay, so the Blueprint 3, you got Run This Town, Empire State of Mind. That's about it. See, so for
if you're not a fan, it's kind of hard to really have.
I mean, the Black Album, you got Dirt Off Your Shoulder, 99 Problems, Encore. What more can I say? What more can I say?
Whoa. Encore. What is it?
Do you want more of the Brooklyn Boy? You remember that?
No.
Do you want more? No. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Cool.
It's not working. It's ain't working.
But before that, you got what more can I say? I mean, realistically, the whole Black Album front to back.
The Black Album.
Yeah. Black Album is fire. It's all fire. It's fire.
No.
It's fire. It's fire.
Moment of clarity. I don't know.
I will give you 2. I will give you 99 Problems, and I give you Dirt Off Your Shoulder.
But you naming the singles, the fucking radio songs
because that's it.
Because you don't. I guess you didn't buy the album, so you ain't hear the rest of it. But when you turn that today, that's your project. I'll take a Carter album. You take the Black album and listen to it front to back, and you tell me.
I'll take the Black
now since you hadn't heard it.
Okay, I'll take it.
I'll take change your life.
What Mike will do? Mike will listen to them both again because I'm a fan of both, and I will give my.
I ain't gonna say I don't like Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, he fine, but he learned too much from Jay-Z for me to give him credit.
A lot of this stuff, the reason why he changed his flow is because he heard Jay-Z say that Jay-Z don't write nothing.
That's why he started calling himself Mr. Carter.
Yeah, because he was like, I found out that Jay-Z don't write nothing down. I was like, I'm going to start rapping like that. Boom! Here's the guy that you get today, the new Lil Wayne. Not that that's anything wrong with that. It just.
Oh wait, we got a couple people asking us, do y'all even read the comments? Do the audience comments matter?
Yeah, we see y'all. We try to throw y'all in from time to time.
Yeah, but
you know.
I'm looking to see like at what point did we not see y'all comments? Just asking.
I just want to say I'm not in that. I'm just trying to answer my wife back. I ain't been paying attention.
No, I have been
get fired this weekend.
I have been literally paying attention to them, but basically
I don't get fined.
They haven't. If you look at the comments, they haven't added anything new to the conversation. We have been basically regurgitating what the comments say.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Mess.
Because basically, I listened to my man's on another one of his another guest podcast spot that he did.
Who? Me?
You? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he asked you for your top 5 people, right?
Hang on. I got it here. I don't know how I knew you was gonna talk about this, but I got it pulled up, so I'm gonna pull it up.
And you named basically your top. He asked you for your top 5.
Check us out.
Yeah, I see you. He asked you for your top 5, greatest rappers of all time, I guess you would say, And you typically, the random people came up.
I was really unprepared for that question. I might add.
But
who you put out there?
You didn't get to 5, right? He just put out 4. He said
Jay, Andre 3000, Lil Wayne,
and Eminem. And he didn't have. Oh, I think you mentioned Nas. I don't know if he was in your top 5.
I think I might have mentioned Nas, but I didn't say because I was so unprepared for the question. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay.
T.I. versus Drake. Ain't nobody finna. T.I. is a non-fucking factor.
Boy,
now,
I'll be realistically out of the South. T.I. damn near top 3.
Not only that, but T.I.
out of the South.
This trap music people listen to now, T.I. is the godfather. He's the father to that. He created this trap music, this trap shit. So you got to give. There has to be some credit for that. That's why I like when man want to get Scott Storch.
Yeah, name 3 people better than the T.I. out of the South.
Wait. You gotta give me something from T.I. What do you have from T.I.?
Rubber Band Man, off the top of my head. Rubber Band Man.
Say what?
Yeah.
Like you lagging to me, so I
You talking about me? Hello?
Okay, somebody brought up Ludacris.
Might just be me.
If you talking about down south rappers, Ludacris.
Yeah, it is me.
You got Andre 3000, or if you want to call him Outkast, whichever way you want to take it, I don't care. If you want to go that way, it depends upon. It depends on whether you want to count Lil Wayne as a Southern artist. So I just named 3.
How would he not be though?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I just named 3 Southern rappers that I like better. T.I. was nowhere mentioned in that.
I feel like you got to give T.I. his credit for his time. I mean, like Luda, both of them had a moment where they were at Luda.
Here's the thing. I'm not taking anything from T.I. I'm just saying to elevate T.I., in my opinion, is just a little bit premature, a little bit not necessarily the way that I want to go.
Better than Luda?
No, he's not better than Luda. Not in my opinion.
No, I don't think so. I was gonna say I gotta go on my man Luda.
Because come on, because I would tell you what, Word of Mouth is probably one of the best albums that I've ever listened to. Period, hands down. I'm
not take nothing away from it, but I will say
name me T.I.'s top album?
I mean, trap music, urban legend, those first 2 out of the first 3, them things those were classics.
I'm Serious was pretty good too. Now I can't front on I'm Serious. That before
T.I. was made it, I'm thinking, yo, this is dope.
But do they rise to the level of word of mouth? Yes or no? If you're thinking about it, then the answer is no.
I mean, I just can't say that because I'm like,
because if you don't like him, it's hard for me to, I'm not trying to change your mind because
I'm not trying to change your mind. I just, like,
it's. I mean, let me see. Trap music. I will say, because remember they were out. It seemed like their albums were released like a year after each other. Because a Ludacris album would come out, then the next year T.I. would come out. Because which one does the album had? What You Know About That, and was that trap music? What You Know About That, and Whatever You Like. Which was that somebody? Paper Trail. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. It was a Paper Trail.
I believe so. Yeah, somebody just named Paper Trail.
Was his biggest selling album.
But yeah, but that one wasn't as popular to me. Like trap music,
it has Swing Your Rag, What's Happening, Swagger Like Us, No Matter What, Whatever You Like. He had like 8.
Yeah, I take that. Yeah, that one was. If that was Paper Trail, yeah, that was.
This. If you're going to go with what could match up with Word of Mouth, this is probably the album that you would look towards.
Paper Trail.
Paper Trail versus Word of Mouth. And even still, looking at this, I don't feel like it ever reached the height. Like that was Paper. I mean, Word of Mouth is like Luda's. It's pinnacle. It's as good as it got for him. It was fire. He has multiple songs. You're like, I mean, still Move Bitch. Like
that's what I'm basing. And that's what I'm basing it on. Is that the simple fact of the matter is that off of that one Ludacris album, you have a song that basically stands the test of time.
Yeah.
Wait, you saying none of the shit y'all just named for them that people still listening to this day.
Yeah, but come on, man.
Which one? Wait, which one? Which one?
What you know about that?
No, get the fudge out of here. No. We're not going to even.
There's no hate on. It is no hate on.
The only one I can say that you make that argument with is Dead and Gone. You might can make that argument with Dead and Gone.
That's the one out of all it, man. No, sir.
Off of that album, yes.
No.
Unless you grew up with T.I. and that's your jam, that's the only one.
Off Word of Mouth was Move Bitch, Saturday, Roll Out, and Area Code. So he had 4 songs off of Word of Mouth.
Area Code was tough, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Man. Somebody brought up, wait, you can't do Tupac versus Jay-Z. That no argument.
Yeah, Jay-Z catalog too long.
I gotta go Tupac.
You ever heard the joint where somebody says you can tell how old someone is by how they feel about Tupac?
That's true.
Hey, here's the only thing that I would say, which for me puts Tupac ahead of Jay-Z. There are some songs that Tupac did that stand the test of time. I don't necessarily know if Jay-Z can match song for song with standing the test of time. That's what I'm gonna say.
I don't even feel like it's a good matchup. It's hard to match a person who's still living and still making music versus a guy who's been dead for quite a while.
25 years.
But that's what I'm saying is that like some of his stuff
you have to match
still stands the test of time.
Pop 95 Pac versus 95 J, which would be like Reasonable Doubt or Volume 1, and
those
albums match up to Pac at that time. I don't.
Somebody said Tupac's still alive. Get the fudge out of here. Do not go there.
He's in Cuba. He in Cuba.
Here goes a good one though. What about Biggie? Because like I've had this argument with people in that I think, in my opinion, Biggie is probably the most overhyped rapper of them all.
Bullshit.
You should have kept that to your unpopular opinions. We'd fight. We could knuckle up about some goddamn.
But here goes the reason why I make that argument. He had that one album, which outsold everything, right? What else you got?
Life After Death. What are you talking about? The double CD that released after he died. Come on, son.
What? Okay, name me 3 songs off that album.
I Love the Dough. Every other hit, I love.
Get out of here. No.
I got a story to tell. Man, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Hold up. How come? How come ain't no celebration every year when Tupac died? They do not have parties every year or brunches every year for Tupac in his music catalog. Not saying that he not dope, but at the same time, every March 9th, we out here partying for Biggie.
Because Tupac was still dropping albums for like the next 10 years. That's one.
And were they any good?
And 2, you talking about
when I just recycle material?
You're talking about a select few people who celebrate Biggie, and those are mostly those New York people.
A select few. No.
People have a tendency to keep people alive and keep things going. So get the fudge out of here with that.
You're literally bringing up Tupac's albums with old material.
Again,
he talking about stuff from '98, and
you are showing your age, because basically that is an argument that was had back in '99, 2000 that you still holding on to.
What are you talking about? You literally said, "Oh, he's overrated."
Yes, I am.
You brought it up. You just said, "Oh, it's Tupac overrated. It's just Biggie overrated." And I said,
and
you said, name every single off his album that you listen to every day." And I'm telling you, you just said, "Oh, well, Tupac's still releasing music. It's recycled material from like '91." And they put a new beat on it. People like, "Oh, that's that new Pac." No, it's not.
No, the argument I was making was that Tupac was still releasing music. Biggie had stopped releasing music, and that made the music that he previously released even more popular, or even more wanting, especially for people who are in the know, or people from that age bracket who are still trying to hold on to that part of their life. That's all I was saying. So if you look
95, I liked Tupac better when I was a 15-year-old in 95. Now that I'm an older adult, dating the shit out of myself. Now that I'm an older adult, I appreciate Biggie more because of his flow. He had a flow and could take you through things and say things that no one else could say, no one else could do. No one else could say that I like you so much that I would suck your daddy's dick. Who could say something like this and not be like, pause, my G, what did you say?
I am
so dope. It's like, no, that was
but
the way he said it in that context, I definitely don't rap that part.
Now, don't get me wrong. I am not taking anything from Ready to Die. Not taking anything from that. Again, if we're talking the pantheon of hip hop albums, Ready to Die is. I mean, you could actually make an argument for, is that the #1 hip hop album of all time? Not taking anything from that. What I'm saying is that when you look at all of the material as a whole, are we just really just giving him basically credit? Yeah, credit for that movie.
The only thing I could say where you're like, he gets too much credit for is his discography is not long enough. It's not big enough.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's
only having 2 albums. That's out of this entire thing. The weak link is that he does not have a whole lot of music.
So
this shit is condensed fire. It's 27 tracks.
So
motherfucking fire.
So that's what I'm asking is that, like, are we giving him more credit because what he did, kind of like the Terrell Davis argument? Do you give Terrell Davis his credit because for 6 years he was the #1 running back in the NFL? Same thing with Jim Brown. 6 years, you were the #1 running back, or do we look at somebody like a Emmitt Smith or
that bullshit today,
or a whoever who has a long career of sustained good to greatness? That's the argument that I kind of.
Jerry, you all right down there, man? You all right? I don't know if he can hear us or nothing.
I don't know. I think
he got that. Where am I right now? Look.
Max said because he died. Yeah, I agree.
I can agree with that. I can agree with
that. Because I can see that to me too also perpetuated some of his stuff. That's the kind of the reason why I want to take pause with, having this, like Graham want to have Biggie party. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wait a minute, let's take a step back and let's look at everything that he put out and let's judge that based upon some other guys who've had some prolonged careers where they showed you that they adapted to,
Okay.
2 or 3 generations of hip hop listening.
I feel like you're a bad person to ask this, but like Graham,
go ahead.
Fire Big Jay-Z over the length of probably 2 decades that he been doing music. What's better? Jay-Z over multiple albums, doing it for 2 decades, or Biggie and his 2 albums that are front to back fire?
Because they were out at the same time, and at the time, in my opinion, people wasn't. I mean, he was a great artist, but it's like him, Big, and Charlie Butler was supposed to be in a group together. So it's like, okay, you're pretty much carrying on the torch of my legacy. But as far as like better or worse, because here's the thing, you have 2 albums of just fire. Right. Out of all of Jay-Z albums, at one point there was a dip off. Because people said he had fell off a cliff after what's the album with Sunshine on it?
3. Lifetime Volume 3.
Yeah, well, no, it was that the one with Sunshine and
that was one. That was in my Lifetime Volume 1. Right after Reason Out. He had volume.
People were like, oh, this dude. So is it like, is it better to paint the fire?
Yeah.
So, it's like a condensed fire or like a heels
somebody brought up, can we help that he was killed? I mean, we can't help that he was killed, right? However, you still have to take into account, in my opinion, that, come on, man, let's look at these guys who've had, like you said, 20-year careers and maybe put out 1 or 2 hits a year or whatever, versus, like you said, 2 albums of fire.
If you
so, like for instance, if you had a I guess you would call it Biggie greatest hits, right?
Yeah.
And you would get basically all the songs off of those 2 albums. But if you had a Jay-Z greatest hits, you would actually see a maturation of his music and of his style. Which one carries more weight?
Well, I mean, it depends on who you're talking to. Like, it's not a weight, because if somebody lives 10 years longer than I do, of course they're gonna get a chance to be like, oh, I ain't really like that. Or you get more opportunities to. It doesn't downplay what I did if I died 20 years earlier. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah, but
it's hard
to stop living.
Dead man. It's really hard to find a dead man.
And exactly. So like that's the point I was trying to make is that, like, because of his death and he's a dead man, basically, have we put more weight to his catalog or his music than we would have given anybody else?
Maybe.
Depends on how far they 2 albums was before they died.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I think someone said in the comments, Kanye versus himself. Old Kanye versus new Kanye.
I think we all think old Kanye.
Right.
Old Kanye.
I don't even feel like it's a real match. Like, I mean,
which is the new Kanye? Is you talking about the last few albums he dropped with the choir?
Aspirations or foolishness aside, Kanye musically, sonically versus himself. Like old Kanye,
you would have to take old Kanye, because remember from about 99, I would say, to about 2010-ish, Kanye dropped fire. And there's Flashlights, for example. If that song comes on, you know exactly who sung it, you know exactly what that was.
I'm sitting there trying to think of a Kanye song from 99.
From early like that, what's the one, Through the Wire?
That was 99 or was that like 2005?
Remember, and also, we'll take that away because he produced a bunch of stuff back then too. Yeah. So we'll say early 2000s then.
Yeah, he released College Dropout in 2004.
So we'll say that 2000. So we'll say 2002 then. How about that? 2002 Kanye to about 2010. That's when he dropped all his stuff, where he just basically changed the game.
2010 is his magnum opus, which is my beautiful twisted fantasy. That was pinnacle of hip hop. It's probably my favorite album of all time.
Somebody said a good point. What if DMX died after his first 2 albums?
Ooh.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Goddamn goat, right?
Right.
Darkest hot hell.
Oh my God! When I tell you,
flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. So if DMX would have died after his first 2 albums and he would have did nothing else, and we didn't have anything else to compare to, we will be talking about DMX and he
be talking about like he Biggie. We be talking about
he will be a goat.
He be a goat
that way.
I remember when Darkest Hot. I mean, when Flesh of My Blood came, Blood of My Blood, Flesh of My Flesh came out, and my mom heard it. I think I told you guys this, that Marilyn Manson was on the joint. She heard that Marilyn Manson, that the DMX had a song with Marilyn Manson on one of his songs, and she was like, "You can't have that album because he worshiped the devil." And I'm like, have you heard DMX? Do you know I had his first album? He fucking crazy.
Yeah, the album cover, definitely didn't help your mom.
It didn't help anything. So I was like, she's like, you cannot listen to that album because it's devil worshiping music. And I was like, okay. In my mind, being the rebellious teenager that I was, I'm like, you're gonna stop me? I'm still gonna get it. I went and bought the shit myself. I just didn't buy it. You know what I'm saying? And then when I listened to it, I was like, I don't even know what track Marilyn Manson is on. He just sang the hook of like some random song on the album. And it was fire. I'm like, you gonna make me miss out on complete fire because you think he worshiped the devil?
I think not, Mom.
So
So with that being said, if we're gonna do that, then think about if Eminem had only dropped his first 2 albums.
Let's just say this about Eminem.
I don't think we would have remembered him.
Yes, we would have.
The first two
albums. We talking about
you guys also need to remember the Eminem, and as far as records sold, is in a whole nother stratosphere from the rest of these artists. Jay-Z, Eminem has sold more records in 3 albums than Jay-Z has sold over his entire career. Like Eminem is in a whole nother stratosphere. He got multiple albums that went double diamond. You know how hard that was.
But it ain't hard when your audience is 10 times as big.
No, we're not talking about that.
You can't talk about
the actual music. We're talking about the actual music. And remember, what was his first album? My name. What was the name of the first album? I don't even remember the name of the first album.
Slim Shady. It's Slim Shady.
It's Slim Shady. Yeah, that album, and we're talking about the next one. The Marshall Mathers LP. We're talking about those 2 albums.
Marshall Mathers LP.
Hey, I remember that. It was so funny because I had the Marshall Mathers LP, and the chick told me that like she was like, I listened to it, but I had to throw it out my window because like it was just so violent against women. But I was like, yeah, but it was some real.
You don't take none of that seriously.
You say it was real? No, he don't say it was real. He talking about dragging his mama and his old lady, putting people in the trunk.
You listen to the album, you know that nothing in this album is serious. It's all he talk about
hyperbole.
Girl, it's all jokes and rhymes. He's not serious about any of this stuff.
But the fact of the flow of the album, the releases, the songs, some of the stuff that he put in there, man, the same thing. If he would have just dropped those 2 albums and never dropped anything else and would have fell off, died, whatever you want to call it, again, I think we would be talking about him in the same light as Biggie.
I put like the reason a lot of people don't get mentioned as like you said, like the people who get a chance to keep dropping albums, like with DMX, it would have had the opposite effect because some of his albums afterwards diluted the fire that was on the first 2. So y'all was like, well, good. Like with certain artists like Jay-Z, he was able to kind of stay, keep having that high quality. But when you have artists like DMX, who first 2 albums we all agree was it, yeah. But then when you drop in, so it's like, okay, so your total body of work is to me what kind of puts you in that next level.
And that's what I was saying was that like with Eminem, Those first two albums were boop.
Here's the funny part
Next
about Eminem.
albums were kind of boop. And so, what if all we had was those first two albums?
Did somebody say what's up with Uncle Luke?
That's why it was garbage, because like you say up here, he's like, oh, this is brand new. He's talking a whole lot of shit. It sounded good. His rhyme scheme was great, but then it fell off. That's why I don't. It didn't resonate. It was fun to sing Eminem shit, but it didn't really mean. It ain't had no meaning to it.
I don't really feel like a bunch of black people are going to celebrate some white rapper as the GOAT. I don't feel like we ever going to celebrate him as the GOAT. Like now or ever, or no matter how many records he sells or when he died.
Wait.
Like they would
you
ever.
Say that, you say that. But
there's a lot of black folks that like him.
But how many of us put him in our top five, though?
It's a lot of.
I can't put them in there just because it's content.
In the top five, there's a lot of them that like Eminem, but I don't know any black people to say Eminem is my GOAT. Eminem is in a music form created by black artists that a white artist is the best ever. I just can't imagine. I can't see it. And on another note, his third album, Eminem Show, was his best-selling album ever. It almost sold 30 million copies. So we talked about his first two albums, and Eminem Show was his best-selling album.
Yeah, but he
wasn't rapping to the black audience, though. To me, that's why. It sells so much.
We discard that because that to me was just commercial bullshit. Commercial bullshit sells.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about just pure.
He was a highly marketable artist at the time. He was a highly marketable artist.
Right. So I'm speaking to the pure music content of what he put out there.
Yeah.
And so again, that's a good argument to have, though. Could a white guy ever be the GOAT in hip hop?
I don't think so.
It's too old. The genre is too old for somebody to come out and be the GOAT.
Let me ask you a question. What if a white person would have said a black man can never be the king of pop?
Now, but see, okay.
Was pop just not a mixture of the two cultures, though? Is pop not a mixture of white and black culture?
No. Just quit trying to explain it away. Think about it.
I'm trying to. Wasn't Michael Jackson the king of pop?
Yes, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson the king of pop.
Wait. Before that, we do claim Michael Jackson. I put around it.
We claim Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was the first artist to get a music video debut on MTV. And the thing about black folks, for all of our cultural flaws, is as individuals, a lot of us are amazing. And you can say we're not gonna let you do things, and we will kick your fucking door in. If you let one of us in anything that you're doing, we're gonna instantly be the best at what we're doing. No matter what you're doing, whether it be pop or sports or whatever, we're gonna be the best at it. You can't not let us in. We're gonna take it. So to say that, a black guy can be the king of pop, you ain't gotta tell us we the king of pop, nigga. We're gonna take it from you. I'm gonna take it.
But that's what I'm saying, is that like if a Caucasian had made that same argument that like he can't be the king of pop because he's black, how would you feel?
Yeah.
Exactly, you would feel some type of way. So why would we turn around and say the same thing against somebody else? Just trying to
nigga. Fuck you, nigga. Let's come out here making sense. Come out here with your life.
I'm just trying to throw it out there. But
not because a lot of people it can't just be based on because he's white. Like, he can't be the GOAT because he's white. Well, what does music say? You know what I'm saying? What is the criteria for being like the number one dude in hip hop?
Yeah, but that is the argument that somebody made that I've seen a couple of people make, is that Eminem could not be the GOAT because he's basically saying because he's white.
Or because he was more of a pop artist, right, than a rap artist?
Nah, he
not really. Like, because you got to think he had just come in second place in like a hip hop battle before he even met Dr. Dre. Mm-hmm. And he had the Slims, like his stuff was definitely his viewpoint, because he came out the box with the just like, hi, my name is, I don't see a black person having a hi, my name is. And it's still having the lyrical ability to make it be like, oh, that song, to actually make it feel.
Right. And that's kind of, I guess, going back to the original argument, which is that like if we would have let Eminem just put out those two albums, Could he be? Could he be
talking
talking
about? We did create rock and roll. Yeah, we did. Because white people were saying a heartbeat that Elvis is the king of rock and roll, and he is not. He's the biggest thief ever.
Didn't he steal from James Brown?
Big Mama Thornton.
No, it was somebody from before James Brown. What was the
Big Mama Thornton? He stole the entire song. I ain't nothing but a hound dog from Big Mama Thornton, and she never got paid for it because Elvis sung it, or quote unquote sung it first. So.
I remember when they asked Ray Charles about Elvis Presley. And, and you know what? I knew it was gonna be bad when he sighed. He was like, "What do you think about Elvis Presley?" Oh, nigga, you about to? Hey, shut the lights off. I'm about to shut it down.
What is the Elvis Presley song that everybody knows? I can't think of the name without top of my head. It's
Jailhouse Rock.
That's about the only one.
That was a beach song.
Jailhouse Rocks.
It was a beach song.
I can't name. If it ain't Hound Dog, I can't name no Elvis Presley song.
But anyway, we'll stick to those two, right? Basically, like you said, stole black folks' thunder, made it his own, sold it to the masses.
Can I ask you a question? Is that not the same route Eminem took? You take a black genre and then you introduce it to your populace.
There's a difference because in my opinion, rapping, part of that has to do with talent.
You don't think he was? You don't think he rapped like Busta sometimes?
I would say the thing is, Eminem had a perfect storm of immense talent and being highly marketable because of his complexion. So I know plenty of people who was like, I don't like rap music, but I love Eminem. Yes, you know why you like him? Because he has a mixture of talent and being Caucasian, which lets your guard down. If he was a black guy, if Eminem was, Deshaun Jackson from,
I think we would have canceled his ass.
We'd have been like, who the fuck is this nigga?
He would have never got canceled.
Yeah,
I could not.
Because remember, he went on that big apology tour because he said like faggot in quite a few of his songs, and people were like, oh, he's just rapping. Whereas I feel like a black artist, like I said, he had the complexion for the protection.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not necessarily his fault. I mean, because if you are honing the craft of rapping, if you are rapping and you are putting words together and it's not like he just said, he didn't take a Rakim song and say like, oh, this is my song. Hey, I rap like Rocky. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those things where he took somebody's song and literally sung it word for word and was like, oh, I made that up. Like he was in rap battles. He was doing the groundwork.
He was in rap battles murdering people. Like he's still an assassin. If you were to go up against Eminem in a rap battle in 2020, you will get your feelings hurt.
Well, my unpopular opinion, in 2020, Nick Cannon won that battle.
Okay. On that note, let's move back to a common question. I just want to change the subject because
wait. So y'all for real, y'all didn't think Nick won?
We're moving on, bro.
Y'all didn't think he won that battle?
Right. So
somebody in the comment section asked, "What about J-Lo versus Mariah Carey? What you got?"
Mariah Carey.
Okay, that argument does not work for me because, again, Mariah Carey, what is it? Before she even got to the mid to late 2000s, dropped the number one hits album that consisted of 12 to 16 number one hits. No, get the fuck out of here. That's over with.
I mean,
now, she asked Jay-Z versus Beyonce again. Beyonce has had 15 number one hits. Janet Jackson has had 2.
Yeah, J-Lo can't sing.
Get out of here.
I mean, Mariah is actually talented, so but she can sing.
Now, what I did was
wait. Did you say Janet Jackson only had 2 number one hits?
Yeah, Janet has 2 number one hits. Get the fuck out of here. The better.
Wait. What do you want?
Give it to me.
Janet's a goat. Janet's a goat.
Give me some then. Give me some to make her. To give me something.
Pull up all of her number one hits.
No, give me something.
Mike can do this. This is what we got. This is why we on Restream on StreamYard.
Because because what we got is we got Janet Jackson versus Beyonce. That was the question that was
Now
brought.
we ain't saying we was picking Janet Jackson though.
No, we're not picking Janet
I'm just
Jackson.
like gonna let you throw her under the bus like she only
I
got
wasn't
2
throwing
number 1
her
hits.
Like she just got 2 albums out here.
Not albums, hits.
We ain't gonna she got
Because you comparing Janet Jackson to Beyonce, that was the question that was proposed. Janet Jackson versus Beyonce. Because the previous question was J-Lo versus Mariah. We already discounted J-Lo. That's done. So Mariah Carey, the one that bracket, is moving on to the next round.
All right, this is the 80s, and these are singles. We want singles or albums?
Singles.
just hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talking hits.
Rhythm Nation. Okay, let's look at the top of this category. These are U.S. R&B and U.S. So these are the most popular ones. So I Miss You So Much debuted at number 1 in both R&B and the U.S. Rhythm Nation debuted at number 2 and was number 1 in R&B. This is just out of the 80s. This is just the Rhythm Nation album.
That was before Beyonce was born, wasn't it?
When I Was Thinking of You, which is another number 1. So that's what 2 number 1s right there.
You got. I think you got 3.
4 or 5.
Escapade, Black Cat. Love Will Never Do. That's the Way the Love Goes. This is a good goddamn album right here, boy.
Yeah.
That's the Way Love Goes. Again.
Okay.
Together Again. Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man.
Jesus Christ.
But okay. So, but are we about to? Are we?
No, we're not even gonna look at Beyonce. Beyonce probably got like a whole sheet full of shit.
Right. So are we about to move Janet Jackson past Beyonce?
No, we're not. No, we're not. But I think we need to give Beyonce her due that she a beast.
Okay. So.
Yeah, because there is no Janet Jackson without.
Yeah.
There's no Beyonce without Janet.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's go ahead and say Janet Jackson moves to the loser bracket only because Beyonce won that one. Correct.
Well, you got to also think about when Beyonce came out. Music at black music took a kind of skyrocket.
Okay, so are you arguing that Janet Jackson is better than Beyonce?
Not to me, but probably somebody older than me.
Okay, so again, Janet Jackson goes to the loser bracket. Let's talk loser bracket. Janet Jackson versus J-Lo.
Is Janet? Here's the thing, though. Is Janet 2? Is she number 2? Is it Beyonce, then Janet Jackson, then is it somebody in between?
Mariah Carey is in the winners bracket versus Beyonce. So automatically, we're talking third.
Excuse me. So you saying Mariah Carey is better than Beyonce?
No, we're talking Mariah Carey versus J-Lo, and Mariah Carey beat J-Lo hands down.
Does Mariah Carey beat Janet though?
No, Janet Jackson automatically loses to Beyonce, goes to the loser bracket. But if you want to argue Mariah versus Janet, I still got to go Mariah. Come on, man, she's got 16 number 1 hits on that fucking album. Can Janet say
she was married to the CEO of the company, so it's kind of hard. At least manufactured hits.
CEO of the company is not going to manufacture my ass.
I'm trying to think of these 16 number 1 songs you talking about.
You want me to? Okay,
let's.
I'm not seeing 16 number 1 songs here. Yeah. I'm not seeing more than Janet. Honestly,
I'm finna give them to you. First,
no, he talking about we're looking at Beyonce catalog and we ain't seeing these number 1 hits.
You got
that people talking about.
Who?
With this Beyonce up there. What these number 1 hits for Beyonce at? What are these number 1 hits for Beyonce?
Yeah.
Well, see, it depends on if you take away all her Destiny's Child stuff.
That's what talking. You ain't got to take it away. We looking at number 1.
Destiny's Child stuff.
We're not taking away anything. We looking at this list of number 1 hits, and we ain't seeing a bunch of them.
These are all what she was a solo artist.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you took away all her
work on here.
So if you take away all her Destiny Child stuff, you take away you take a bunch of hits number 1s away from her.
Yeah. It's not going. If you go just as a solo artist versus solo artist, then Janet would have more number 1 hits. But if you do her work with Destiny Child, then
you would include that.
So we need to find these imaginary Mariah Carey hits. Then
I'm finna give them to you.
I want to get
it. Mariah's number 1s. You remember you got Sweetheart. You got When You Believe, Whenever You Call, My All, Honey, Always Be My Baby, One Sweet Day, Fantasy Remix, Hero, Dream Lover, I'll Be There, Emotions, Someday, Love Takes Time, Vision of Love, I Still Believe, Without You, Do You Know Where You're Going? All of these was Mariah Carey's number. These were just the ones off the album. So this was before she got even a couple more after the she got back with
I need to
Jermaine
go back and do.
Dupri.
I need to go back and do my count on Janet. I think
Now,
she still got more.
now remember, now I will remind you, a lot of these number ones came in the, I want to say, late 80s, early to mid 90s. So most of us were about what, 10 to 15. So we
Early
weren't
night, yeah.
listening to a R&B type of music. But that still doesn't negate that these were number one hits.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you. When this shit was coming out, I wasn't listening to R&B at all.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So like
rap music. I couldn't name you one J-Lo song that she didn't do with P. Diddy.
if you want to go to J-Lo, you would have to go back to Jenny on the Block.
That's the only Jenny I know. Now if you want to talk about Janet, I can listen to Janet all day. You know, I mean, I think Janet over J-Lo is easy. That's easy to do. I think Janet over everybody that you just named, other than Beyonce. Beyonce's probably
I can't. Sorry, I cannot put Janet over Mariah. Period.
Can Mariah dance? Can Mariah dance and sing at the same time?
Wait. You didn't ask me. Are we just? This not a dance competition. We're not talking about dance.
Though, but if I got this feather in my cap, when we watch, when we watch Teddy Riley, they were doing song, and Teddy Riley bought that acoustic guitar and started fucking singing, nigga. It was a rap. If I got this feather in my cap, I'm gonna break it out.
So if that's the case, then can Janet hit the notes that Mariah hit? No.
Shit, Mariah can't even hit them notes no more.
We're not talking about no more. We're talking about.
Is it recorded hitting that that first soprano note? I got you.
So, because in my opinion, there's only one artist that hit better notes than Mariah, and that's Minnie Riperton.
Or
one song ever.
Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston?
Before pre-crack or post-crack?
Pre-crack.
It don't matter. You talk about Mariah, she can't do a note to save her life today.
She doing all
pre-crack or post-crack.
Man, I'm gonna tell
Janet.
you
again.
Listen.
Just say.
We all know that Whitney couldn't dance, but Whitney could sit there and stand in front of a fucking mic and blow your ass away. She's probably. When we're talking about vocalists, female vocalists, there is not a better female vocalist ever.
I would disagree. Mariah still carries that for me.
I'm trying to think of.
Mariah still carries that for me. Female vocalist, Mariah.
I'm trying to hear a Mariah song in my head to touch my soul the way Whitney does. I can't even hear it.
That body. I mean, the Bodyguard soundtrack. That one. I Will Always Love You. What song do you think of Mariah's? Is just that one song? Which one do you think is comparable to that, like hit wise? Because man, I remember many of people singing that. Yeah, just vocal, like holding that and I for like 15 minutes. What song? That one song do you think is comparable?
My All, Mariah Carey. Listen to that shit.
My All?
Yeah, by Mariah Carey.
No.
But again, if you weren't listening to R&B or went back to R&B in like about the late 80s, early 90s, then now you're never gonna get it.
Oh yeah, I get that because I mean it was some stuff that came out. It was some like no name artists. I was talking to somebody about the other day that maybe only had one album, but was like it took you somewhere. Like who remembers John A?
Oh
man,
really?
Hey man, they have. I mean,
Sade?
Not Sade, Zhane, Zhane.
Oh, with the chick with the phase.
Yeah, man.
Okay. I remember that singles.
Oh, somebody brought up Visions of Love by Mariah Carey. Like I said, again, you talking about early early 90s, late 80s Mariah Carey.
I don't.
When-
but even if you're talking about
when
early
she
90s,
would-
late 80s Mariah Carey, I don't feel like anything from her discography can match up with Whitney Houston's first album. Whitney Hutton's first album.
Again, I disagree.
Yeah.
Disagree. And like I said before, I think, but again, if you take away post-crack Whitney, because all of us feel like that she died when she started hitting that crack.
I mean, nobody's saying like, man, that first post-crack Whitney album, boy. Like no one is claiming that post-crack Whitney album.
Yeah, like who's gonna take that? They were like, hey, you want the healthy Whitney or the meth addict Whitney? Which one did you pick?
Right. So like for instance,
it's no comparison.
So like if Mariah Carey would have shut the fuck up after her first Jermaine Dupri album, we would be talking a whole different light of how Mariah Carey.
Yeah. But like you said earlier.
But again, she stuck around for another 10, 15 years, married Nick Cannon, and showed that she wasn't a performer, and she went out there and bombed at the New Year's Day thing, and
exactly.
He got a big ass Mariah Carey tat on his back. Boy, I don't know. I couldn't imagine how much. You know how I knew the shit was fucked up, that Nick Cannon was doing too much? When I realized that when they got divorced, that year they got divorced, that Nick Cannon made more money than Mariah Carey. I've never met a more talentless nigga who didn't work. Like if you're gonna get Nick Cannon to host your show, you might as well get one of us then, nigga, because he ain't. What does Nick Cannon bring to the table that I can't do? He's not funny.
He needs hater in the house. God damn. Somebody took this opportunity to let people know.
Right. Tell me how you really feel about Nick Cannon.
I mean, right. He didn't fuck this motherfucker up.
I can give Nick Cannon is that he used to live in Charlotte and he went to South Med. That's it. The rest of that shit, he could have been me. Might as well be me.
Did you go to West Med? Because that was like I don't see how that
somebody
is a good thing.
Somebody brought up Visions of Love by Mariah Carey versus I Will Always Love You.
Yeah, that's the song because that was your pick, right? Visions of Love, or is it the other one?
No, my pick was Visions of Love.
Okay, them two. Yeah, that's
what is your favorite Whitney Hutton song? Your favorite one?
This guy, I Will Always Love You. That's it.
Wow. Yeah. Is it?
Baby Tonight is up there. Oh my God. Is somebody playing it right now?
I'm playing Visions of Love.
Something in the background.
Okay, I'm like, okay.
I'm playing Visions of Love.
Okay, I'm like, man, okay, Mike done got the music to come into the feed. That's what I'm talking about, baby.
I don't think I can do that. I don't have. I think I might be. Yeah.
Well, see, I was just trying to refresh my memory because, again, like I said before, a lot of these, like I said before, Mariah Carey, if you're a certain age, you might remember what she sung. To anybody a little bit old or younger, you won't know. And to like my kids, if I went and said Mariah Carey, they would think about the chick that danced at, New Year's, like that chick that can't dance.
So who got the voice today? Who got the voice that touched you today?
Today?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know of anyone. I don't know of any artist today who I think vocalist is anywhere near as good as
Fantasia
or Mariah Carey. I mean,
so when Fantasia sing, it don't touch your soul.
Wait, how far back were you willing to go?
That's general. She's still young. So when we talking about people that's out here blowing today,
it's not like she's screaming. I bet her throat be killing her after her.
The only person who I say would even touch either being able to even get into the conversation of Whitney, Mariah, Janet.
Not just who now is you feeling? Because you don't want to compare.
The only person who could even start is Alicia Keys. And if you look at Alicia Keys, about post 2010, she stopped dropping music.
No, like who you
felt like? So you actually felt like Alicia Keys was singing.
Alicia Keys, yes.
Singing. I like her music.
But again, But again, you got to go back to her first 2 albums, and she's another one of those people.
I still like her today.
First
Even
2
the little joint she
albums,
just dropped was it was good, but singing.
Can't do it.
A nigga said Jill Scott.
Oh, somebody said Alicia Keys is vocally trash.
She is. I mean, her range is not long at all. She stays right in her comfort zone, and it's good. Her comfort zone is good.
Vocally trash though.
Who, Alicia Keys?
Yeah. Her comfort zone is small, and it's good right there. But singing.
That hurt.
Because even when her first song started out, I Keep on Falling. Even that little run in the beginning was like, okay, I see where you're going. But like, what's that song? I mean, because she sings good songs, but it's like, which song you feel like really kind of took you on that? Like, she hit a note that just you was like, oh, not even a note. It ain't got to be a high note, but it can be like in a certain range that you was like, ooh, that right there, that one did something. Again,
Alicia Keys could do it. But I'm not gonna say that Alicia Keys had the top end soprano range. And again, I said there are only like 3 women who I know who had that top end soprano range. Minnie Riperton is 1, Mariah 2, Whitney is 3. Top end soprano range. Period.
What is hold on, I'm about in the comments like, what does her stealing somebody's husband got to do with her voice? Get cold-blooded.
Hey, no, she stole somebody's husband and then claimed she ain't had nothing to do with it. I didn't steal their husband. Was he married when you got with him? Yes. Then you stole her fucking husband.
You didn't steal him. He just left.
Nigga, I was just saying.
I was married. If you, everybody here married. If a woman came up to you and y'all started dating and you left your wife for that person, she took you from your wife. You did, nigga? Like, no debate here.
Yeah, because I think when the song "My Boo" came out, she had introduced him as "My Boo," and he was still married. I would have been like, "What you doing?" National TV, you introducing me like, "Hey,
they've been separated for years. They just hadn't signed the paper yet."
Don't matter. Wait until they say so, then you proceed with the announcement. You like, "It's my boo, Swiss Beats." Hey, bro.
Bruh, you brought up a good argument. Name a current or new vocalist that can compare. There are none. Period.
I still think Fantasia and Jennifer Hudson. I feel like both of them.
Okay, J Hood, I got you.
But again, Jennifer Hudson is good at what I call imitation. She can imitate. Originally.
And I'm
whoever you want her to imitate, that's what she imitates. Like, name a Jennifer Hudson song that's not like an imitation.
Like, matter of fact, when her first album dropped, Spotlight, that didn't sound like nothing I heard before. I mean, she didn't have a whole lot of albums to really pull from.
No, Jennifer Hudson.
Them girls carried that whole sound. No. That whole show. What was it? What was that? American Idol. That year they both was on it. They carried that whole show.
I'm just shocked about American Idol. I think that's what we got out of that.
Like,
again, I'm not disagreeing that she is a great vocalist, but again, that whole everything she dropped was basically a regurgitation of 70s vocalists. Period.
Right, because she hit the note. Because she hit it.
She hit some notes, but she still didn't show the vocal range necessary to put her up there with Whitney, Mariah, and them.
I'm gonna need you to take Mariah off this list because you talking about somebody hollering. That's about to sound like they hollering to me.
Maybe because you can't dance.
Got the pitch in my ear right.
Bro, you just mad
because you can't dance.
That's it. Bro, she got the vocals, bro. Listen to the vocals.
I don't care about no dancing.
Yeah, Kiki Wyatt can sing, but she crazy. I mean, she can go, but the minute she come off stage, you like, hey, don't look in the eyes, don't start nothing with her because it's gonna be a problem.
There's somebody on my friend list who will argue you down if you ever said that that Beyonce is better than Kiki Wyatt as a vocalist. And I'm like, I don't want to tell you that you're wrong, but she's very talented. She's extremely talented.
Okay, we got 2 on here. We got Shantae Moore and we got Kiki Wyatt. I don't know Shantae Moore. I gotta dig some more into that one.
Is usually married to? Is that the one usually married to Kenny Lattimore?
Yes.
Okay. They had an album together. I heard he likes the men's.
I don't like men's.
No. Whoa! What didn't it? Wow.
And we got Kiki Wyatt.
Country boy with the T over here. Like, I ain't want to say nothing, but
I ain't gonna tell nobody else.
I ain't want to say nothing, but I seen the dude in the mall
holding another dude's hand.
Exactly. Wasn't it security?
Exactly. You know.
We're
hanging out together.
Wait. Shantae Moore versus Tamia.
I love Tamia. I had nothing about sonically, but I'll tell you, I had a celebrity crush on Tamia. Like even to this day.
What was that? Grant Hill?
Grant Hill,
yeah, I think he was married to Grant Hill back in like when he could actually ball.
Still married.
Yeah, they still together. I think we went to a Tamia concert recently that they had in Charlotte, me and Yolanda. So she was all right. She could sing a little bit.
So we just named.
I'm so into you, because I was saying I'm so into you. That was like her seminal hit.
So we just named motherfuckers that can sing. That what we gonna do now?
I think people just thinking of like who else that people don't think of can sing.
I had other things on deck. We just talked about music for an hour. Right? It's okay.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna bring up one last thing. Somebody put out Jill Scott.
Yeah.
Wait, is Jill Scott is Jill Scott the one that was doing this with the microphone?
Yeah, no. Yes. See that I knew somebody was gonna bring that up.
Yes.
She can still sing.
She can still sing.
Into the mic.
Apparently, they can do a whole lot of other stuff.
She can blow and she can sing. You did.
I'll take it.
Oh man.
All right.
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh man.
Do you guys want to talk about Last Dance? We cannot talk about it. We can talk about something else. Would you like to overview? Could we just bullshit? Do you want to bullshit about other things? I could talk about the Itis because I learned about the Itis yesterday. And I didn't.
Wait, you just learned about Itis?
Hey, back up. Hang on. I guess that's what we're gonna talk about since y'all had questions.
Let's talk about this shit because we gotta
know about this.
Hold on, I must not know what the Itis is either, because he can't be talking about what I'm thinking about.
Yes, he's talking about what you think about.
Yeah, I'm talking about what you think about. Okay, so I knew about the Itis, but I didn't know about the history of the word the Itis. So I have been saying, nigga, I got the Itis. Nigga, I got the Itis. So
when it's actually nigga-itis.
Yeah, so yesterday, like, hey, you need to look up the word the Itis and find out what it really means. And then you help if you still want to keep saying it. And I was like, okay, I'll do just that. And
like, challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Google, okay. I looked it up, and it's like it is a shorten for nigga-itis, which perpetuates the stereotype that black folks are lazy. I was like, nigga, I've been doing this the whole time. Why did I do that? I mean,
yes, I've been
trying to mix company. Like, what the hell am I doing? I'm so disappointed in myself. I didn't know.
You don't remember from the Dave Chappelle sketch the word itis? And then I remember like, oh, you mean nigga-itis? Because once again, 3 of us in this group are from Mississippi. And I swear to you, I've heard the word what itis means. Like,
it's like after hearing it so long, you forget its true intention.
Yeah.
So I've heard people say itis, but no one ever told me that it was short for nigga-itis. I just assumed it was something that people say, oh man, I'm full, I'm sleepy, I got the itis. I thought anybody could get the itis. I didn't even know this was color dependent.
No, boy. You can get the itis, boy. You're the only one can have the itis.
The Boondocks tricked all of us. Because you remember their episode about the itis, the white chick got the itis, and remember she got fat. White chick. Yeah. And so that's what tricked us all. Because none of us was thinking, we ain't gonna look no further. White chick got it.
So they didn't even go into the history of it on that episode. Because I remember the episode, the itis.
I think Huey might have.
Well, he went into it, but he never said that it was nigga-itis.
I think he did.
No, he never said.
I think Ruckus did too. Ruckus don't give a fuck.
I don't think they ever said that it was nigger-itis. I just think that they connotated it to the true definition of what.
Oh, I see what you mean.
He was saying, go back and watch that. Black folks get it after they eat a bunch. Whatever. Nobody never said nothing about nigger.
You know the irony of the itis is the fact that we have a stereotype that perpetuates that black folks are fucking lazy and we built this country. Like the irony that you can sit here and say you literally own black people as slaves, and then you came up with a term to perpetuate the stereotype that we're lazy as fuck when you had us in the field working 12 hours a day.
Wait, he goes where they get it from, because remember after we worked all that time as a slave, and then they finally set us free on Juneteenth after we had been free for like 3 or 4 months. We finally said, you know what? I'm gonna take a vacation. I'm gonna take a break.
We ain't doing
shit. And then they said, oh, so that's how you is?
That's how you do it. You gonna get lazy on me now, Jessup?
Wait, bro, I'm just taking a break, bro. Let me take a pause.
Okay.
I've been working for 40 years. God damn, can I take a day off?
You better get up. It is 8 o'clock. That nigga's lazy. That nigga lazy.
But no, it was the fact that we wanted. It's like the minute you started to ask for, some type of compensation for your work, or the minute you weren't at the, the previous master's beck and call, it was like, look at these lazy niggas. Like they are so accustomed to seeing us work for free that they would come up with a term that would. I see what you mean.
Wait. These motherfuckers ain't willing to work for free. Oh, they must be lazy.
Yeah.
Look at these lazy niggas.
And
working for free.
And to that point, I mean, they kept doing things to keep you working for free. Because I mean, after that, they had indentured servitude where you could never sharecropping,
peonage. Same thing is peonage. Same thing.
Hey, I'm
gangs. They kept you working for free. You still in favor.
I'm still mad because we are actually supposed to own basically the Outer Banks and the South Carolina coastline. We're supposed to own it. That's supposed to be our people land.
Yeah, 40 acres and a mule.
That's supposed to be our reservation. We were given basically the coast of North Carolina and the coast of South Carolina. So Charleston is supposed to be ours. The whole Outer Banks is supposed to be ours. All the way basically down to Savannah is supposed to be ours.
After the Civil War,
premium coastal
land. That is supposed to be our land. You know what happened? When John Wilkes Booth, ain't that his name, walked in there and shot Abraham Lincoln in the fucking back of the head.
All of that stuff was promised. Went out the window.
You gonna get them niggas what? Somebody got to kill him.
And then when he died, was it Andrew Jackson? Andrew Jackson took over as president, and he said, he giving y'all this shit? Okay, we'll see.
Hell no, nigga.
You know what's crazy? We actually had bonds that were then voided because there were people who were living on that land after the Civil War and after Lincoln was shot. They were like there temporarily. And so they were literally removed from the property because the bonds that they were issued for the land that they fought for were now null and void because, Ryan said, the previous president, the guy who took over for Lincoln was like, no. I changed my mind,
bro. They talking about shooting me too. I can't let y'all have it.
Yeah, so like,
right?
And man, we can go whole another segment about the whole Freedmen's Bureau and all kind of stuff. And we can talk forever about the stuff and it's funny because when they ask me, why do y'all deserve reparations? I didn't have nothing to do with that. I'm like, the reason why we ask for reparations now is because y'all still owe us. Y'all still got money on the books. Pay what you owe, nigga. Pay what you owe.
How do you even put a dollar amount? How do you put a dollar amount on someone's 400 years of pain and suffering? Like how
you do it with everything else. There's an algorithm for everything. When they figure out how to pay your insurance, like if you're getting life insurance, that algorithm that they can come up with to say you're worth $200,000,
$120. 1 year of pain is worth $120 times 400 years.
With interest and inflation.
With interest and inflation.
And we real quick pause for the calls. We do have merch. I see the commenters are saying.
Oh yeah.
Can you talk real quick about the merch before we get back into this, Country Boy? Can we discuss the things we have on deck?
Yes.
We talking about the merch.
We have t-shirts, coffee mugs, and you know what I'm saying,
sweatshirts.
we got everything you need for your the cut wearing needs.
Matter of fact, I am going to get one right now. Do you have one for me to order, brother? Country boy?
Brother, would you like one? I will paste it in the chat so that you can have.
Buy one of these shirts for $29.99, and you can get another one for $29.99.
You put the link in there at the cut store.
But that does remind me, I do need to get this. But yeah, go ahead and get that honey printed up, my man. I've been meaning to tell you that for real.
What?
Gonna get that printed up on a hoodie for me.
Oh yeah, we got hoodies, we got everything. Oh, somebody posted slave owners received reparations after the Civil War.
Yes, they did.
My friend, they did.
Yes, they did. That's how. That's what they think of your black ass. They paid them for their loss in property because they let you go, but they didn't pay you because they don't give a fuck about you. That's how. That's how they feel about you.
Which brings up another topic, which is what I call modern day plantations, which is your corporate America. Because I was thinking about that, and I was like, yo, last year, right, we gave corporations a $2.5 trillion tax cuts, right?
Right.
Cool. When the coronavirus happened, they took about, what is it now? Are we up to 3.5 trillion now? Or are we still at 2.5 of just basically different kinds of giveaways and loans and guarantees and everything that they're giving to corporations now, right? Imagine what would happen if they would have, instead of giving that $3.5 trillion to corporations, if they would have taken that $3.5 trillion and dispersed it to tax-paying Americans. I'm not even talking about the cast that don't pay taxes. I'm talking about the, 150 million of us or so who work full-time and have a W-2 paying employer. What if they just dispersed all of that money between us? Wouldn't we be a better engine to inject that money back into our community?
That sounds like socialism. Sounds like socialism. You sound
like the way the farm.
You sound like a communist right now.
What handout?
You look. That's the way the dummies would try to.
That's your boy Andrew Yang's plan, right? What a universal basic income. That's what you're talking about, right?
I'm not even mad at the universal basic income.
That's what I'm. And I'm saying, in this situation, if we would have went that route, would it have been better than what we're currently doing?
We're doing something similar to that with unemployment, where people are getting that extra $600 their normal amount of unemployment, and now they're like, oh, we giving these niggas too much. They ain't got an incentive to work. Y'all getting $600 a week and plus your original benefits. Y'all living like kings out here.
No, it's like what the motherfucker said. Why am I finna come to work for $8 an hour and make $200 a week when I can get unemployment and get $1,000 a week?
Exactly.
I'm coming in here risking my life for you.
But
my original benefits, which is could be like $200 to $400 plus $600, an extra $600. I'm making at least $800 to $1,000 a week at the house.
Boss.
But see, in my opinion, is that I feel like the money would have been better spent on that than giving it to small businesses who, again, these are not even small businesses. Basically, these are businesses that have like 300-400 employees. In my opinion, that's not the mom and pop person selling.
But that's how they got over.
That's the thing about with your boy, with you, is that it's like free market for everybody else, but socialism for all these corporations. If you give money to poor people are going to put that money right back into the economy because they have to. You can't afford to save no money. If I give you an extra $600 I was just talking about, and I was talking about that was a come up, them people are not banking that money. You're not putting that money in your pocket. You're putting that shit right back into the local economy.
Right.
You got needs.
Right. And so I'm like, so basically I'm like, every time, man, and this to me is kind of the modern Reaganomics. How it works is that like they feel like business needs to be propped up, and I call this, put that trophy away. I call it, we're no longer the United States of America. We're no longer for the people, by the people, all that good stuff. This is the United Corporations of America. Mm-hmm. We all about the corporations. So if you are incorporated, we will backstop you, fix you, help you, loan you, whatever. But we won't give nothing to the normal people. All they gave me was a little measly $1,200 and was like, "Yo, I hope you make it through coronavirus."
Good luck.
Yeah,
And
if they had started that money already, we would have been well over prepared for coronavirus. Folks could have been staying at the house.
I mean, just think about it. I think somebody said that it would have been like 25,000 per American, is if they would have took that 3.5 or whatever it is $1 trillion and divided it between every American. It would have been about $25,000.
I don't know if they should have got a lump sum, but they could have given you
$1,000 a month
$1,000 a month for the
for
duration.
the next 24 months.
Yeah, for the duration of the coronavirus, or for the next until the money ran out. And then let's gang, let's go.
The thing is that what you paying taxes, this shit should be indefinite. Like you said, they can give you $1,000 a month for you just life. Like you ain't finna stop working because you got $1,000.
If the federal government wants you to stay at the house, if you're telling me that I'm mandated to stay at the house, you need to provide a financial incentive for me to stay at the fucking house. The idea that I need to stay in the house and not work, that's how people get their doors kicked in. I cannot simultaneously do both.
But then does that give validity to the people that's like really out there protesting to work? Like Charlotte, nah, but like unless it were like New York or California, where you like, I have to close.
Yeah, I get what they're saying. I'm not with them. I'm not gonna be out there protesting Rawwinian life, but I get what you're saying. I see why they're like that, because it's hard out here, and for you to tell me, oh, we don't know when we're gonna be able to go back, or Governor Cooper was like, oh yeah, I stay at home order getting pushed back to the May the 19th. Nigga, I may be on the fucking streets on May the 19th. Like, I still got to make my rent. And some of these mortgage companies and rental companies that people are working with are not working with them. They want their chippers. So they also have to pay their mortgage or their payments to someone else.
And I add another perspective to this. Think about it like this. If they would have gave us the money, right? Let's say they gave everybody $1,000 a month or $2,000 for couples or whatever, right? We would have most likely spent that money on rent, right? Rent and mortgage, right?
Yeah.
That would have went straight into our real estate economy, right?
Right.
A couple of us dummies would have went out and bought big screen TVs or whatever, right? But most of that money would have stayed at home in America, right? Where we wanted the money. What's wrong with that? That to me makes more sense than giving it to corporations and expecting them to disperse it to us for keeping us employed or whatever, and kind of trying to figure it out and letting them kind of use it to backstop whatever while they do this, that, and the other.
We should be tax exempt from income tax for the duration. That also, because if you think if depending on your tax bracket, the federal government taking 35%, 40%. Imagine you being able to get your 35-40% back. You're doing pretty well now. And you know what I'm saying? Like, granted, that's gonna put them in a spot, but they already in a spot.
Well, the problem you have with the government, with payroll tax cuts and all that kind of stuff, the problem you have with that is that, like, that's for people who have a job, right?
Right.
That's not necessarily for people who are independent contractors. It's not for people
who are unemployment up to this point. What is it? 24
right, or the people that got unemployed, or the people who just don't want to work because they just don't want to work.
On that note about not wanting to work, there was a time when your boy was unemployed. A long time ago. I'm about to tell this story, so bear with me. Back in the grand old age of 2009, when we had our last financial crisis, I was unemployed, and at the time you could be unemployed for 99 weeks. The federal government extended it so they could be employed for max of 99 weeks. And I don't know if you guys understand how long that is, but that is almost 2 years. That is a year and some change. And at the time, I was not as me and Shantae were still together, but I wasn't as financially I didn't have as much responsibility as I do now. So when I was unemployed and and they were giving me $600 a week, I was like, nigga, I was balling out of control. I went and interviewed for some jobs. And they were like, yeah, we'll pay you $14 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and I'm thinking in my head, because I need a job, but I'm thinking in my head, bitch, I make that. Sit at the house. Like, why? Why would I work here and I make 14 plus working at the fucking house right now?
Damn,
like,
Mr. First World Problems. Like, you peasants. How dare you?
Hey,
I'll tell you what Mike did. Mike had an interview, got the job, turned the bitch down the day before I was supposed to show up. Because I did the math and realized I made more at the house, and another company called me, told me they wanted me to interview the same day I was supposed to show up. They still to this day, if I put in an application with that company, that I automatically get like kicked out. As soon as like it closed, you didn't get the job. Bitch, I'm qualified though. That was 10 years ago. You still mad? Yes.
Still mad.
Yes.
No, I'm going through that right now. Because like I had got a new job, right? And I was on the job for a week when the coronavirus started hitting. And that week, and you know, I had left another job, came to this job, got the job. I was like, yo, this is what I want to do, whatever. They sent out the email like, bruh, sorry, we got to lay y'all off because business has changed. I was like, word? And so I went ahead and put in my unemployment, but that wasn't coming in fast enough. So I dipped out and said, I'm gonna go drive a truck. So I went to driving the truck or whatever and had started, you know, making a little bit of change. And then unemployment came in, and then that's when they passed the bill to give you an extra $600. I was like, am I gonna continue to be an independent contractor, or I'm gonna go back and get this extra $600, which puts me at about $1,000 a week. I go sit at the house. Let me get this $1,000 a week.
I know.
Let me get that. Now, mind you, they did offer me the previous job. They did offer it back to me, and I did accept it. So I will be going back.
Okay.
But I still got a couple more weeks to collect that $1,000 a week.
I got some things pending in the pipeline also. So if worse come to worse, if these stuff pan out, I'm gonna be taking a break. Mike's gonna be taking a month-long break and hang out with baby boy.
Right. So
lots of podcasting about to go down.
Oh yeah. I'm about to be keeping my feet up. I'm be randomly texting y'all what y'all doing. Hey, y'all trying to podcast randomly on a Tuesday because Mike ain't.
Hey, I'm here, bro. Cause like I said before, when that extra $600 kicked in, I was like,
they're gonna be running that for a while, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, it basically runs through, you know, I think I only got like about 10 to 12 weeks of unemployment because they laid me off. So I get that, and then I get the $600 for every week that I'm still on there. So I was like,
the biggest problem with that, with unemployment, is trying to make it till you get your first check. I tell you, because I've been unemployed, and that wait. I remember the first time in 2010. I was unemployed. It took me like a month and a half, 2 months before I got my first check. I was like, bitch, I starve. I'm going to starve.
Oh, no. That's funny because, like, I actually applied for unemployment after the company I previously was with. They laid me off at the end of January, I want to say, is when he officially laid us off, even though that motherfucker kept my last check.
You want us to pull up?
You got to go set something on.
Yo,
pull up. Hey,
if they were in the U.S., we could do it, but they in Canada. So
hey, road trip. Let's go get them.
They're not gonna let us pass the border. You know, Canada kills the border.
I got a mask.
I think I got unemployment. Once I jugged ass when we got back from Iraq. We was over there for about. I was still in college. And they was like, you can apply for unemployment. Wait, y'all finna give me some more money?
Oh yeah.
Shit, I was riding around campus like I was that dude. Look, getting unemployment. How this shit work?
I know.
How many checks y'all want to send me? I'll take all of them.
I know so many people who did that and was just eating off the unemployment tit after they got back from overseas, and I was like, "Well, you deserve it." I mean, I'm not even going to argue.
Brother blasting segment, but my brother also did that.
Yeah. So
hey, don't even start. Don't even start, because you about to get this whole family history where he had really got shot in the head, but he was playing too much, so he actually deserved it. I don't know why he got a check. For some reason, all your stories end up.
You got thrown off the roof.
I don't know.
He jumped off the roof.
Yeah, we know you pushed him.
He told a jump off the roof story about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? But we're not gonna talk about brother problems because me and mine is in a little tiff.
You got to get it together.
You left Jackson cussing his ass out like, man, fuck you, bro. Fuck, I got to come back to this motherfucker.
It's one of the things that I put on my list of things that we at some point need to talk about on this podcast, and it's just about how
Brian gonna call in.
He ain't gonna do it. He probably so mad at me. He probably deleted my Facebook off his.
If we ever start talking about family, it's gonna be a long day. Y'all don't want to hear none of my shit.
Look, here goes the thing about it is that, like, this is the problem I have with black families, especially, is that, like, we never talk about issues, and so you might have an issue with your mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, uncle, whomever from like 89, and it's 2020, and you might still hold some resentment or problems about that, but and over that time period, you have never said a word about it. You just know you mad.
You can't. My people.
And that's the problem I have.
Allow you to bring up that shit. They won't. You can't.
Man, you know what? I think I'm one of a member of a few black families that don't quite have that big drama, because it was some, like, my dad, I didn't know he had a brother until like 10 years ago. I'm like, wait a minute, because we found a picture of this dude. It was like, who is this? He was like, oh, yes, my brother.
That happened to me.
Who is he? Like, because, we asked, well, who is he? Where is he from? And blah, blah, and he never was like, oh no, but he had died like before we was even born. They didn't get along. It was you know how you figure it out. You're like, oh, I just didn't know to ask.
I'm finna put my mom on blast.
Oh,
because I'm gonna put on blast because about a year or two ago, I found out I had like a half uncle. Like, she had a half brother. I'm right now, 38 years old. I found out that this cat was existing, and I asked a question about it, and she had kind of like I don't know nothing about that. This is this. I'm like, wait a minute. So it's a whole person related to you half a person related to you walking around out there, and you can't give me no information about him?
That would hurt me.
So wait a minute, he's still living?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Oh, because I know. Well, in the case of mine, I asked him. He told me everything about him, but it's just one of those things. Like, you didn't want to share that. Like, I asked my aunts. I said, "Would he have any kids?" I don't think so. Really? This is too small of a town for us to be talking about. You don't know if he got
you gonna meet somebody who gonna look just like you. Gonna be like, nigga.
Like,
don't let me find out the funeral. That's all I'm saying. I do not want to be at the funeral. Like, why did this dude look just like? But luckily we passed that. Like, any issues.
Graham.
Right.
I said, what's his name? Be messed up like Grant. Like, oh, it's Grant.
Oh, really? I'm like that to me is one of the most perplexing things I've ever seen. I'm like, this person is out here, this issue is down, but rather than address it, you want to ignore it, gloss over it, pass it by.
Hey, like, man, some people just cut people off, man. You do something, and you dead to me.
Hey, and even if they do something, though, what about when, like,
this person ain't done nothing?
You seem like to cut a nigga off tight, bad guy.
Listen.
No.
I hadn't had some you call them family problems. Like, I love my family, but from a distance.
Hey,
I'm just all right. Y'all good, I'm good.
No, listen, I'm all for cutting people off. I'm all for telling people that they crushing dreams. I'm all for that. But like, I gotta have some information in order to even do that. You ain't even giving me no information. Like, I got like, does he need to be cut off? Is he bad? Is he good? Is he tall? Is he short? I mean, what does he have any kids walking around here? What if I'd have been in Jackson and would have ran up on my like half cut sister, cousin, or whatever?
It is what it is.
So I'm in the game with, and you go and wake up. Oh, you know that's your half cousin sister, right?
So I'm out here hollering at I'm out here hollering at my half niece. Okay, got you.
You married your niece. You know she kind of look like you.
Oh man,
she kind of look like your daddy.
Oh, elders in the family who would be like, you know that's your cousin. You know that's your cousin, right? No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Why you didn't leave with that? Why you didn't? Not gonna say nothing. Or on the flip side, they be like, "Hey, auntie," because you know we adopt people. That ain't your goddamn aunt. Huh? Your mama smoke crack together.
Wait a minute. Wait, time out. Wait, why'd you wait to this point to say that?
Your mama was out here sucking dick for money.
Exactly.
Why we bring this up right now? Can I at least finish eating?
That's not too half outside for you. You should be calling your auntie.
Oh man.
But yeah, and you know what? And I get to a degree why, because at one point, we didn't have the opportunity to go to therapists and really seek out, what's really wrong. But at this point in the game, you're like, hey, what? I need, like Ron said, I need, like Wicked Thursday, I need to know why am I not liking this person? I mean, at least know what they did or their first name or who they kin to and how. That's all I'm asking.
Because I got to get on my younger brother. Well, we got a family group text, right? So this is just the family, the adult side of my family. We just text, information and text or whatever. But my oldest sister, she said something, and this cat said something just like totally emotional back, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is he saying this? Like, you might need to open up about this, bro, because you went from, hey everybody, we doing this, to you don't support me. Like, you didn't went you didn't let out,
how did we get here?
Like, you didn't hit some steam. Like, whatever she said hit you hard in the heart. You might want to talk about that, bro.
Especially when we talking about like who bringing what to Thanksgiving. All of a sudden, don't y'all niggas support? Y'all don't support my dreams. What? I want to know.
Y'all here? You like halfway into the food, man. It's some good sweet potato pie. You motherfuckers don't never support me.
My wife stayed up all motherfucking night putting these eye holes in these goddamn eggs. Don't you ask me and mine for shit.
What? All agree that she did a lot of good work, but they could have been made better.
Oh man!
Hey, let me tell you something. When that happens in my family, I just give me some aluminum foil
and go.
Time to go.
And that to me is the problem. Is that like a lot of us as black people, we just look at that stuff and we just be like, I don't care. Or like one of my other sisters said, she said like, why you can't bring that up with the person who specifically that you got the problem with? Why y'all can't talk about this one-on-one? Well, that's not the atmosphere that the problem was brought up in, and you don't know what other kind of layers then been put on that situation to make it to the point where this person then went this way.
That makes sense.
All the way left. And but here's the thing, as a guest, because I feel like that always happens when I'm visiting, and I'm sitting there with the what's going on? Why they finna fight?
Y'all have brought me in here on this bullshit. I got to get up out of here.
Why they finna fight? What's going on?
What is happening? Okay.
You be looking stuck in them, and you roll with somebody, so you're like, I gotta wait.
And them niggas, they getting ready to fight. You like, oh man, I roll with you. I'm gonna go sit outside. I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes. I don't even smoke Newports, but I'm just gonna be like, I just had to get out of there. I had to get out
The
of there.
reason why I brought it up is because me and my brother, we had one of the moments where, yeah, I will admit, we had been drinking. I had brought him some 1712 from the house. I
Led
brought him
with
to
that.
North Carolina bourbon. He brought out some stuff that I ain't never heard of, or whatever. So we had been, and I was, having a conversation with my dad. So you just kind of have a conversation with your dads. I'm trying to unpack some stuff that happened back in like when this stuff happened back in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
Unpacking it with him, and my brother came over and kind of interjected himself into our conversation, and I'm like, bruh, time out. Let us unpack this, and we will get to whatever it is that you want to unpack. And he just kept going ham, and finally I just looked at him and said, like, yo, you ain't got no leg to stand on. This might be a conversation you need to step yourself out of.
All right.
Then comes the conversation of, well, why you think I need to step out of it? Look, man, and I tried to explain it to you calmly why you need to step your way out of it. This man just kept stepping into it, and finally I just had to give him the wood. And
Why am I feeling uncomfortable with this conversation? I feel like I shouldn't be in it. Like, this is not for me.
No, I'm enjoying. I think you at that point, you're like, oh, get real.
Well, because I'm speaking in terms that we probably all have done, where an uncle, cousin, brother, whoever was all up in some conversation, and you like, bruh, you really don't need to stand into this, because like I know a lot of people who try to tell people, hey, bruh, this is what you need to do with your college degree, and I'm like, how you gonna tell somebody what they're gonna do with their college degree? You ain't even got an associate's. Might need to take a step back and let the conversation unfold and add what you can. Nah, motherfuckers be,
right on the conversation.
all in. And so when I finally gave him the wood, that shit hurt to his soul.
Oh, so he's still mad. You cut deep.
Yo, well, I'm gonna tell you like this. When I hit him with it, it was actually something that has been percolating within the rest of my family for years.
Oh, so you hit him with the.
So I finally hit him with something, and I guarantee you, if he was to ask certain people within my family, namely my mother, some other people, that question, they would skirt the issue.
You know that ain't your goddamn daddy.
It's like, whoa, hey.
I've been calling this man daddy for goddamn 45 years. Listen, it was a man named Earl. I was drunk, but shit just happened.
It was a weird night.
He took care of you. That's your daddy.
Exactly.
It ain't that bad, but it's something that's been bubbling under the surface that motherfuckers are like I said before, people just basically, want to, or basically they'll say to each other but won't say to him.
Yeah.
At this point,
you are that person. You are that person. You're the person who told him some shit that everybody else was telling behind his back. That hurts. Oh man, he cried that night. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm pretty sure he knew, but it was he mad because somebody said it.
Yeah, he mad because somebody said it.
Look,
that night, straight tears.
About to go and put these hands on you. We got to go to the backyard. Come on, Ryan. Let's go to the backyard.
Look, I literally think that he was trying to put them hands on me if my dad wouldn't have stepped in between us.
Oh yeah, I promise if Pops was 1 second shorter, he would have been like,
hey, if he'd have been my pops would be like, let them niggas fight.
Right.
Let them fight.
They've been needing to get this out for a while. Go on, let it happen.
I'm gonna see a goddamn fight today. Go ahead.
Nah, they don't.
Nigga say he ain't cry. Nigga say he wasn't out there crying. He cried in the car, nigga. It was when he got to the car.
Yeah, when he got to the car, when he was outside from y'all, when he was out in the street, and I'm gonna tell you what he did. He cried a little bit, and he thought about all the shit he should have said to Ryan. That's why you punk ass motherfucker. That's what.
No.
When he say that, I'm gonna say this.
No, I would tell you the truth. No, black men are gonna do one of two things. Some of the more evolved ones, like you said, would have cried and whatever else. The other side of the black male ego would have told him, find that nigga lying. That's what that nigga lying. I'm gonna move that nigga line. Yeah, bullshit. I'm gonna move on. Bullshit.
Even if you're wrong, if
he's jealous,
if you cut me deep
exactly. He's jealous.
What's gonna happen? I'm not gonna think about it. I'm gonna be asleep, getting ready to fall asleep. When it's just you and your fucking thoughts, and you sitting here and you're on the edge of sleep. That's when Ryan like, you know that ain't your goddamn daddy.
No, I guarantee you, most black males, especially if they from the deep south, if you tell them something that cut their deep, that nigga lying. That's the first.
How he know? How the fuck he know?
He wasn't even here. He was there. He was.
Was you there? Was you there, my nigga? Was you there?
Right. He moved away from town. He moved away from town when he was 20. He don't know nothing. He moved away. He don't know nothing about what's going on down here.
Yep.
Anyway, so I guess it's time for us to wrap this party up. I know it's coming up on 2 hours. I ain't even looked at the shit in a minute.
2:15, brother.
2:15. Shit.
2:15.
Yeah,
if anybody is still watching this, we thank you so much.
God bless you.
We done divulged into we gonna teach you how to increase your family worthiness. Y'all gonna start talking about y'all problems. Go. Y'all ain't going to see the
we done went from Whitty Hutton to the coronavirus, the family problem. I don't even know.
And the itis, and a quick history lesson in the itis, and how brothers have been divulged into falsehood by engaging. You understand what I'm saying? Into the falsality.
My girl DP been watching the whole time.
Yeah, man, she's a fan. She rides down with us.
Yo, we gotta take her out to lunch or something, bro. Cause like,
no, we're gonna send her a t-shirt. She gonna order a t-shirt. I'm gonna send her the cut t-shirt. Boom.
It's like,
yeah, there you go. Cross the road,
you know
man.
What,
that's what we do. That's what we do.
We've been tripping. We
love the fans.
Hey, you need to hear her in her comments. She's supposed to be getting on here telling us about all her jail boyfriend.
No, that was the other chick. That was the other chick.
That was the other chick with the jail boyfriend.
Yeah, that's the other chick.
I don't know.
She married all these convicts.
Yeah, she ain't been in the comments today. But we're gonna check out. We're gonna reach out to her. I need to hear more about that. About the
hey,
what love got to do with it?
I said, yo, man, we need to get on like morning show or something like that. We need our own morning show or something, bro. Like 3 hours, we can kill that.
We doing it now.
But just at 8 a.m.
They let us on TV. It's gonna be a problem.
Shout out Kevin Hart. Get at me. Get us on that Kevin Hart station on Sirius XM.
Laugh out loud radio. We want to be on all that.
Kevin Hart, get at me.
If Deezus and Metro can make it, then shit, we can make it. Hell, what are they doing? What Deezus and Metro doing? We can't do. You know what I'm saying? What is No Limit Larry doing that we can't do? I know that nigga.
Nothing.
Let us do this shit.
And for clarification, DB said she dated an attorney who was a felon. Okay.
No. She did say. I don't know if she said anything about that. I thought it was another lady who was like, I said I've dated many felons. I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Yeah, that was another chick who said that. Another person. And she had dated like several of them. I was like,
she had dated several. Ooh. I don't know what was going on with her. She was divulging a lot in the comments that day.
Yo, I think she had like 7 kids or something. I mean,
I'm breakthrough.
I was like, the more she talked, the more I was like, yo, we need to get her.
Yeah, get her on here. Anyway, so I need to go see Baby Boy.
Talk about having some bodies. Boom. No.
It's actually been fun, man. It's been absolute fucking foolishness.
Yo, wait. Hey, we gonna do it again tomorrow?
Are we gonna try? I still got.
Yeah, let's do it again tomorrow. Yeah,
we're gonna do it again tomorrow. I just gotta work out my schedule because I gotta go see Baby Boy.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's getting close to coming home, so we need to make sure that.
Good question. How long before you let people in your house to see him?
I don't know when it's gonna be. It's gonna be months. It'll be months.
I ain't got that Rona, man. I ain't got no Rona.
Even still, I can't like. his immune system is so weak. I don't know who I can let in. Honestly, I don't even feel comfortable us going out and coming back into the house. Like,
I only lick his face once.
yeah,
right on the jaw.
Maybe I would think it's a little bit bigger. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It might be a while for people to get to see him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to take my cues from Mama. She tell me what to do. When do you feel comfortable? You push this little nigga out. So you tell me.
Hey, if I can give you best advice ever, listen to that.
Yeah.
What mama say? What your mama say?
Yeah,
You already
what
answered.
your
What your mama say?
What's your mama say?
Yeah. Even now.
Listen, that's gonna be your favorite phrase here in a couple years. What your mama say?
Mm-hmm.
Especially with a boy. What your mama say?
Hey, Kung Fu said Zoom with baby boy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, just put it out there. Hey, he gonna be on Zoom or what is this? StreamYard.
Yeah. We're gonna put him on. We're gonna have
him.
We're gonna get him out there on social media. As soon as he get out the hospital, we're gonna post a picture. I didn't want y'all to see him with all these fucking tubes and shit and all this stuff in his nose. It's weird.
Oh.
I mean, but you guys have seen him, but you haven't seen him recently.
Oh, DP said everybody meet him on his first birthday.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Hey, we could have a vaccine by then, so.
Folks talking about 16 to 18 months for a vaccine.
Yeah, but that's from when they first started, which was back in January, supposedly.
And
I say supposedly.
And
exactly, air quotes.
I feel like we have like a lot of people with a vested interest in this now. Before, you like 16, 18 months. That's because we're casually going about this. When you got like everybody, all the greatest minds working on this, I feel like you can shorten this to like a year, year to 18 months. Like, that's my guess.
Or if you just want to give him the Lysol IV, he should be good.
There you go. You can get it good now. He's there with all the medical doctors.
Get that Clorox IV.
The UV light crib.
Hey, we're gonna do him like your grandma did her couch and put him in a plastic bag. Wrap him.
There you go. Get him a nice little bubble. He ain't even got to worry about nothing.
Hey, how you gonna hurt yourself in the bubble? Anyway, let's wrap this up. We're gonna do this tomorrow. I don't know. I work something out about time and stuff and trying to get this stuff, but it'll probably be around the same time since we can't be at the hospital at the same time. So if she at the hospital, I might as well be taping.
Boom.
Boom.
So
it most likely will be the same time as tomorrow, but I'll let y'all know. I'll send out the deets and everything. We'll just get on there and shoot the shit again. I mean, we got topics, so we can just, vaguely go over some topics and whatnot. Anyway, y'all be easy, man. And thank y'all for watching the cut. It's been fun.
All right, always.
Peace.
Peace.
Da, 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 da.